Welcome into another episode of Let's Just Talk About It. Yes, we are on early, but whatever. With your beautiful host, Jessica Cymone, and today's topic is the indoctrination of white children the cause of mass unaliving? Does it start? It starts, I believe, of course, it starts at the house, right? It starts with the things that you believe and the things that you feel like you cannot um, live up to, the things that are wrong, changing their whole trajectory as they realize the things that they've been told are not the things that are real. Hey, Fee, welcome in, love. Hey, Dean. Hope all is well. I'm blessed and highly favored. How you doing? Uptown Sports in the building. Uptown Sports TV. You guys, if you are not following them, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. Get the latest on baseball, which is, and you know what's crazy when it comes to baseball? I think the majority of players are immigrants from somewhere, right? And the fact that we want to quote unquote get rid of the immigrants, you want to get rid of our sports. You want to link up all the this and that. You want to get rid of our sports. What do you who's gonna play? Right? Who's gonna get these Olympic medals? Who's gonna do that? Right? Because if and I don't know if you guys just recently saw Taylor Townsend just beat another whitey lady, right? Another angry white ghetto white woman, right? Just angry ghetto, just classless. So she lost and she didn't like that. And she told Taylor Townsend, yelling at her, trying to point down at somebody after you just got beat down is diabolical. But trying to point down on her and tell her that you're uneducated and you're classless because you lost. And wait till we get out of America. First of all, that seemed almost like a threat. So make sure that we protect her. If she has a GoFundMe, let's make sure we get her security when she moves outside of the US. Because not you trying to Nancy Kerrigan, um, our beautiful black women, allegedly. But why would you say that? She's like, I beat her in Canada already. I beat you overseas. I beat you in America. Like, girl, go pack up your bags and go home. I gotta move on to the next victim. Fuck is you talking about? But they can't handle it. But it's also too goes back to the indoctrination of your parents telling you that black people are better. I mean, are not better than you. You're above them in all aspects. You're superior, but everything about it is fragile. You can't even take a loss in a tennis game. And then to go about and say that I stayed up late last night. I stayed out last night. I got home late. I couldn't sleep. That's why I lost. You lost because you're not the better tennis player, right? Especially on this day. You're not the better tennis player. She had the same 24 hours you had. You should have had your ass at the house. You couldn't sleep. Should have took some melanin way ahead of time. That's a you problem. Yes, definitely uptown for sure. Definitely. Okay, what up, DZ? How you doing? Yeah. So, like our first question tonight. And when it comes to regards to this, when we hear the term indoctrination, like what comes to your mind, and how is it different from education or culture, or have their indoctrination become their culture? Maybe they would have some culture if it wasn't for the indoctrination. You know what I mean? Because we allow ourselves to be fluid, to express. We pull from our experiences, from our hearts, whether it be through music, through fashion, through poetry, through books, through conversation, through hairstyles, through anything, right? Just in the way we walk, in the way we talk, the way we hold our heads up high when we go out. Our culture is the world you live in. Could you explain that a little bit more, Irish? What do you mean, like our culture is the world you live in? I sent you an invite up if you would like to explain it. I don't get what you're saying, and I know you only get 150 characters here on TikTok. So, who is Wayne Williams? Hmm. What comes to mind in history class? Is history class, movies, Hollywood. So the thing, the, oh, I would love to tap on either one, all of those really. When it comes to history class, right? Because I want to know like how does it differ from education? and indoctrination. And education is in history is facts. What really happened? You know, indoctrination is whitewashing it, omitting some key points of the story, changing the words so that they mean different things. Hey Jordan, hey Bugsby. Bugsby, you're amazing. I appreciate you. Um, can't talk. I can only type. Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll just skip over your comments until you can be able to speak about it. Denial of information, right? Trying to protect someone's feelings, omitting the facts of what really happened so that someone doesn't feel bad. Like in the case of saying that slavery, they enjoyed slavery, or slavery was a choice, right? And no, and that they no saying not slavery was a choice. That was Kanye West. But saying that they developed skills, it taught them things. Well, obviously, it teach you shit, bro. I can learn these skills and not be a fucking slave. I can go to is the denial of the complete legitimacy of what we're about. What did you say we're about? I used to teach in Central Juvenile Hall, and my students were all G members. Well, these people here weren't G members. They weren't G members. I get that sometimes they are G members, and they have altercations, and sometimes they fall out into the streets, maybe to a school, because that's a personal issue that they've had outside of school or inside of school that they have had, right? I get that. But to just do it for the sake of race, the sake of indoctrination, maybe Catholicism. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for knocking that out. Thank you, K baby, as well. Hey Casey. To be doing it for the sake of just doing it is asinine, right? That is why is it, and then when these things happen, especially when they are white tea children, they say, "Oh, there's a mental illness." What type of mental illness does it start? Why didn't anybody notice it? Because, and then also too, some of these parents, they have, they know what's going on, right? They know what's going on. Some of them don't care. There was one, but not like they saying exactly, exactly. I agree that it is a mental illness, but not like they saying that it is. Also, too, if you guys have another device, you know what it is. Put it in a red triangle. Feel free to also to engage in there as I appreciate you guys for being here. So that we can get the hours up on that. So that we can transition easily when the time comes. Because there may be a time, considering the fact that how they doing my boy Tiki Taki. Hey Felicia, being blamed on mental, and I agree. I agree. Why aren't you just a fucking psychopath? Why aren't you a psychopath? Why? Because this is a thing where it comes down to the indoctrination. When you're raising your children and like these white supremacy houses, these racist parents, um, religion, Catholicism, Christianity, and you're telling them you can't be this and you can't be that. When some of these kids are GAY, some of these kids are, um, you know, trans. Some of these kids do love their black friends. Some of these kids don't want to be the pastor or the doctor or lawyer that you tell them that they have to be. Some of these parents are also shitting on their children, telling that you ain't shit, you ain't gonna never be shit, and denying their feelings, telling them that they're wrong, telling them God is going to send you to hell, and then some they could be some also thinking that well, if I'm going to go to hell, I'm going out with gasoline draws on.
Oh my God!
Hector! Oh my God! That is so cute! I love that. How you doing, Hector? Welcome on in, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can I get some coconuts in the chat for Hector? I want to be I appreciate that. Uh, who is AB? Or Christians? Okay, look. Yeah, they hate abortion and you're this and you're that. You're never even someone. You're never gonna find a woman. You're not gonna be married. You're not gonna be this. And we also too know that a lot of Republicans are in the closet allegedly. I mean, there's no way you break grinder um but still be following your religion, right? So there has to be a lot of hard things to do there. Oh, that little thing was cute, baby. Call me little fox, little Sonic the Hedgehog. Janae, welcome in. How are you?
Hello, beautiful.
Hey,
Of course, I
gorgeous.
love your hair. I don't know. I feel like we're in a competition now, so I have to change.
Well, baby, this
I have
all I
to
got. You
change.
win because this all I got. I got a
I have to
Shanae
change mine
wig.
tomorrow. I have to change mine tomorrow because you have arrived.
Mm.
But
All right, I'm being there, but I'm be driving.
I
Headed back to the
do.
house.
I know how hard it is to like talk without engagement. So you just have to keep talking. But I do because I wanted other people to come up first before I came up. But I do want to address something when you
Mm-hmm.
said the mothers, the parents know what's going on. I'm going to give a little pushback. I do feel that they do not know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Historically speaking, they have never had to raise their children, right?
Mm.
They have never had to raise their own children. So, generationally speaking, how would motherhood have been passed down from generation to generation amongst them when they've never done that labor? It's
Mm-hmm.
always been Black women who raised the children, cooked the food, took care of the house, you know,
So again, what are they without us?
yeah, exactly, unwillingly took care of the man, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, um, I don't believe that they have any connections to their children,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna go a lot further.
Because not
They
only
don't
do they not know, they don't care.
they don't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can talk about like old times with kings and queens. They had no relationship to their children even in
Mm-hmm.
that time, right? So I don't think they have an emotional connect to their children. And
Hey, Amanda.
let me just give this disclaimer so I never have to say it again. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
else comes in later. I'm not repeating myself. Y'all can tell them in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is absolute. So when I say them or they, all I'm nothing is 100%. So I'm just speaking off of statistical data, right? And that goes by majority.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I've been looking up
So,
the stats before I even got on
yeah.
today.
So when I say something, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I'm not saying all because all is there's nothing that is all, right? So they don't have the connection to their children, right? But I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with them genetically or whatever. But historically speaking, there is only one group of people that has been extremely violent to all groups of people,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes, baby. Earth
because
is
we're in
pissed
global
off.
warming, because those people are the CEOs. Like if we all recycle, we still cannot reverse the damage of what companies are doing, and we don't own those companies. We know who do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they have no care for
Oh
not
my
only the
God.
planet itself but other people.
Who
I
is
want
that?
I want people to also know that this is not a superiority complex. It is quite the opposite. It is inferior. Because when you know you can debate with people or you know more information, you don't really want to go back and forth with that person. If you're
Mm-hmm.
the fastest person like Usain Bolt, I don't want to race you in the neighborhood because I know I'm faster than you.
Yeah.
However, being the person, let's talk about white supremacy. If I'm in a track meet and I know that I see you stretching and I untie your shoe, I get a starting block. You don't. I get a 3 second. You get a 3 second delay. So I have 3 seconds to run and before you can start. That is because you know you are inferior. And if everybody got the same chance or
Mm-hmm.
equal opportunity, you would lose. Right. So equality in this regard means oppression to them.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a feeling of superiority. That is quite the opposite. So going back to historically being violent, right? Um, there's no way the data is ever going to be correct on the violence that they have ever committed, right? Because we can
They
put,
get off for a lot of shit.
yes, we can put two people, black and one white, same crime, all that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the way the justice system is going to work is not going to be the same, right? So when we talk about somebody said something about gang members, let me be very clear on that. That data is also misconstrued because if you're taking black boys from black impoverished neighborhoods who have committed a pew pew violence, you're going to tag them as a what? A gang member.
Yeah.
That does not mean they
Yeah.
are one. You get what I'm saying? And then when we're talking about them committing violence, mental health unstable. I think you're all mentally unstable. I
Facts.
do think you're all mentally ill. You get what I'm saying? But not in the way you think. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And going back to not caring for your children. If anyone had cared about their children, because their children are the ones suffering, at the hands of pum violence more than any demographic because they are the perpetrators and they have never even cared enough about their own children to restrict the laws of pums. You get what I'm saying? They are actually sacrificing their own children. You feel what I'm saying? Because of hatred and bigotry. They're not protecting their own children. There is no data of black schools having mass pums because that's not a real thing. And I'm not talking about a school that has black kids in it because I know how people would like to throw, well, there's this school because it was black. That is a mixed school. There are not black schools that have had this incident happen. This is a serious thing that is in y'all's community that you will not fix. And I'll land my plane there.
I would definitely have to agree, and I wonder what it is about the racism, hate, and bigotry that is so far superior than your own children. But this is where I feel like maybe we sometimes get it wrong because, like, y'all are voting against your interests. If my interest is racism and the illusion of superiority over everything, then I'm voting in my interest, and we think it's against them because we think that healthcare matters to them. We think that children matter to them. If historically they have never taken care of their children, we are the ones to take care of them. If even the kings and queens, they're not taking care of their children, their nannies take care of them. That the fact that they can say that they GAY, they want to do this, they're ready to throw them to the side. I have no problem that, which means that's not unconditional love. There are stipulations to being here. Just because I had you don't mean shit. They don't have the same connection that black people have to their children, mostly have to their children, and or POC or any non-white person traditionally may have to their children. They are okay with throwing them away if they don't do it their way, which means I don't give a fuck. So if my interest, and sometimes you get on my nerves anyway. So if they don't give a fuck about their children and they're showing us that the bigotry and the race and having my firearm is more important because they only care about themselves. So I have no problem sacrificing them. Me acting like a good parent is an illusion for society. It's not real. Oh, thank you, Kendrick. I appreciate that. I don't feel like it's real, right? HBC years are mixed and it don't even happen. Exactly. So what are we talking about? Now silencers are not taxed, which will make it easier to get, which is crazy. And then my thing is, you cannot piss. I'm one of them people, you can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. So you can't say that I love my children and, it's all about this and we're pro-life when the CDC is backing up on finding like food diseases that could cause miscarriages. When if school unalivings or firearms is the number one leading cause of children unalivings, and you still want to make it more accessible, even especially in poor states and cities. Like if Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi are at the top for the murder rate, but they're living in poverty, but they have easy access to pum, you're setting it up. And you can't tell me otherwise. You're not gonna make me think different. You're gonna have to make that make sense. You're gonna have to put two and two together. Your words gotta match up with your actions. Because I'm not gonna listen to your words. Like they say, actions speak louder than words. I'm watching. What do you mean by indoctrination? I mean, the Catholicism, the religion, the you can't be this, you can't say that, you can't do that. White superiority in this race,
What
you're
about
at
the
the top.
DC sniper?
Huh?
Were you even around during the DC sniper?
What about it?
Were you around when it was going on?
No, I'm like 20 years old.
Were you even born?
No, I'm like 20 years old.
I was. What's up?
So the DC sniper, man. I mean, I know you're trying to vilify white people.
No.
but the DC sniper-
No. I'm trying to get down to the root of the problem
You're trying to
of the
vilify
mass
white people.
unalivings because the majority of mass
I
unalivings
know,
are
but it doesn't.
committed by white men. Okay. That's why. So when if you point out one person that may be a black guy, Hispanic guy, Asian guy, that's not the majority. We're talking about the majority. So we can even argue that that could be the influence to make other people feel like that's okay if they do it as well. You guys lead in the pack.
My point
He's
is, you're
bringing up the DC
vilifying a whole
sniper
group of
because that was a
people.
black man. But let's just
You're
talk about the
vilifying a
32.
whole group of people when
based
in
off
fact,
of data.
You
Yeah,
have
we're off of
you have
Based
statistics.
off of
I mean,
data.
okay, you want to talk about data?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do
Who
it.
we're
commits most
talking
of the
about mass
crime?
unalivings if you want to
Who
stay on that topic.
commits most of the crime in America?
We're talking
No,
about
we're talking about mass
mass unalivings.
pewings. We're
That's just
talking
not
about
the
that.
topic.
FBI
Let's stay
stats.
focused.
FBI stats. Who commits most of the crime in America?
We're talking
Here,
about
stay right here.
mass.
FBI
We're
stats. Who
talking
commits most of
about
the crime?
mass.
Stay right
We're
here.
not talking.
It's a fact that black people commit most
We're
of the
Stay
crime.
right
talking
here.
about
So are they
mass
criminals?
pews.
Are all
Stay
black
right
people
here.
criminals?
So,
Really?
Marine, are you offended?
No, I'm not offended. I'm
Then
just
why
trying
are
to
you coming up
point
here
it out
talking
to
about
you.
a different conversation, a different topic? The topic today is mass unalivings. Because we just had
Okay.
a school unaliving yesterday, day
Yeah,
before
he was a
yesterday.
transgender
So
guy.
another white person,
He was a
correct?
white. Why? How do you know he's white? He's transgender.
Because race has
Transgender! Oh my God!
So, but let me. I'm glad you said that, Marine, because this is a
He's
point I wanna
transgender.
You
make.
gotta be fucking kidding
I want to
me.
He
make
can
this. I
identify
want to
with
make this
anybody
very
else,
clear.
man. He can identify as black. Did you read his manifesto?
Transgender,
I wanna
not
make this
trans
very
race.
clear, because I knew that this was going to turn into trans hate, and that is not what we're going to do
At all.
We're not going to vilify a community based off of realistically.
Sure. Okay.
I need you to stop unmuting.
First of all, he's not even on the same. He's saying that because he's transgender, he can identify as black. You are trying to mix the two. Regardless, we don't care if they're trans. We don't care if they're a woman or a man. Hold on, Maureen.
Can I identify as a black man, even though I'm white?
That's your choice. But
no, would you accept that?
Maureen, could you please let me finish?
Will you accept that though?
Would you please let me finish? I don't care what you identify as. I don't care if it's a man or a woman or a transgendered man, a trans man or a trans woman.
Okay.
They're still white. We're talking about white children being indoctrinated by their parents, their white parents. We're talking about statistics and data that the majority of mass unalivings are by white people. I don't care what the gender is. We're talking about people.
Regardless of gender, do you think these kids will still be alive if you had a well-trained security
guard?
Well-trained
parents?
No, well-trained security guard. Like me, like myself.
So you think we need security guards in schools?
Wouldn't, because we had Uvalde that happened.
You think we need security guard school? That's what I'm saying. You guys are trying to put a band-aid on the problem. We don't need security. We need to get down to the root of the problem. The parents and the hate and the violence and the racism that they're teaching their children, along with religion and how they are raising them, which is making them lose their mind, because it's not even feasible. I can't live up to the things you're saying. You're telling me that I'm better than these people, but when I go to school, they're fucking better than me when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to sports, when it comes to character, swag, all of that.
Libraries have armed security guards.
Oh my God.
And not schools.
You're correct.
Schools aren't
I can't see who's up at the top. Give me 1 second, CJ. Go. Welcome in, Hector.
Schools are not important.
You're correct, Jess, when you say that this isn't a gender issue. So trying to make the gender or identity of the QQ makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But I will also point this out, regardless of that the gender of the person has not been confirmed, nor the identity, solely based on the fact that they changed their name. We know people change their names for several reasons: an association with a toxic family member in their youth, so they change their name upon growing up. We know that they change their names to maybe start a new life. Sometimes it's the case in domestic abuse situations, so they can't be found. So there's literally no reason whatsoever how we can ascertain that the person is transgender solely based off the fact that they had a name change. We have no idea what the identity of the person is, so we need to stop spreading that around because it's transphobic.
I'm looking at this hot blonde that just walked in.
See, that's the problem. The way they raise people like Marine is why we're having these issues, right? Some people are able to escape the mass unalivings. Somebody should probably check his browser history. But the way that they indoctrinate this race and this violence and the power of that's formed in these children grow up to be men like this if they make it. But some people cannot handle that. Children, they're building their foundation as children, and everything that you tell them to build it on is either incorrect.
Do you
it's
agree
led by hate. Marine, oh my God.
Don't worry, this finger fast. Period.
Do we have armed security guards?
So that they're building, their foundation of who they are.
Highbury's
And then
have
as
armed
they
security
continue
guards.
to
Why
get
can't
older,
schools?
they don't and you
Why can't
I'm
schools have
not
armed security
superior.
guards?
I am more fragile. The Catholicism, like maybe I do like the same sex, but my religion says that I can't. Christianity, I'm going to go
You're
to
not a
hell.
Christian.
Their parents will damn you at the same time, tell you ain't shit. Tell you to love thy neighbor, but say black people, are not as important. And then the way that they
Jesus
treat them
Christ,
too.
Really?
Yes. Are you do you live in America?
Yeah, I live in America.
Do you live
but
on Earth?
You're totally fucking inaccurate, hon.
Okay, tell
You
me
are.
how. Go ahead. Tell me how I'm inaccurate.
You're inaccurate.
Well, first
man,
off, hun.
wait. I'm
You're
not
sitting
talking
up
to you.
here
I'm talking to
showing
host.
the actual privilege in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you're talking to the host, honey. We heard you loud and clear. We heard it. But you don't talk to another woman.
I'm talking to host,
Especially the fact that you respect, quote unquote, you respect women. Don't talk to people and call people honey when it's not even warranted with your ugly ass. But go ahead, continue.
What's inaccurate, honey?
What you said is inaccurate, man.
Okay,
men,
can you tell me which part is inaccurate, just so we're on the same page?
say it again, because this clown interrupted me.
I don't see any. I don't see one clown on the
Can you repeat it again?
So how, if you don't know what I said, then how you know it's inaccurate?
Can you repeat it again, hon?
If you don't know what I said, then how do you know it's inaccurate?
Oh my God! Can you repeat it again? Because I was in the groove, and this guy
Hey, Jess, Marine is just going to be very disingenuous. Marine, you come up to everyone's panel and say the same rhetoric, and you're told the same exact information on whoever's panel you come up on.
Again.
Please
I'm
stop.
having a conversation.
Hey, Janae, and hey, Hector,
LA,
hey,
how you
CJ.
doing?
I'm
I'm having a
fine.
conversation with this beautiful
I'm
woman.
just trying to ignore this hate demon right now, trying to overtalk me still. But yeah, I just wanted to come up and say that he's definitely going to be disingenuous. He comes up with the same rhetoric on everyone's panel. But I love you guys. I'm gonna drop down because I'm
I'll drop you for the outro.
Get out of here. I'm trying to have a conversation.
I was gonna say really quick because I don't plan on staying long. It's very interesting that you cowtake and you try to run to the fact that we need securities within our damn schools, but then look at what happened when we had Uvalde. Look at what happened when we had public malls that had security guards. They don't actually do their fucking job. We saw in Uvalde. Actual people. I know it's very sensitive because it's your white
I'm going to
children.
give you a chance to talk. Just please be quiet.
Be
quiet.
Sensitive, Mr. Sensitive, calm down. We got it. Don't worry. But when it comes down to it, we saw police officers in Uvalde who had trained expertise in handling dangerous situations like this sit around and say, well, what do we do? What's currently going on? What we saw.
Did you
even yesterday?
Asking
kids in a dangerous situation. Hey, here's the person at. Why do we not have the actual legitimate things that your administration is saying that we need to be able to handle on? You guys are law and order. You guys are the ones that said we need law and order back in the country. Well, we have law and order currently. Your guys are not doing absolutely shit. So where's the law and order? Come on, Mr. Sensitive. I need your help. Make it make sense to me.
Okay, go ahead. Since you need to talk, y'all.
Did you see?
And give him the floor. Let him have it. So since he needs to talk so bad, because I want you to give everybody.
Did you see the
do you know what respect is, Marine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the floor, right?
Okay.
And then when somebody else speaks, I want you to do the same thing.
Okay. So
can you do that? Can you do that?
Yeah. I
okay.
Can do
okay.
that.
Go
so
ahead. Go ahead.
I want to speak entirely. I don't want to be interrupted, right? So let's look at the video surveillance of the Tennessee, whatever, the one who went in, the transgender woman who went in and pew-pewed all these kids. Did you see the footage?
You talking about the white trans woman?
Yeah, the white trans woman.
Again, white children. We're not talking about genders. We're talking about white children, period.
That's not. It's about security.
It don't matter the gender. Yes. I'm not talking about gender.
We did see the video. So what is that? What is the actual point of that? Because at the end of the day, kids weren't unalived.
Can I
What
finish?
is your actual point?
Can I finish?
No, because you were interrupting everybody else
No,
in
no, no. I
their
was
talking, but
talking.
now all of a
Thank you,
sudden you want the
Black.
same respect. Fuck you and your little respect that you
Oh,
want.
fuck you, bitch.
Oh,
Let me
Lord.
talk.
Y'all calm down, because
Aw.
we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Say what you want to say. You want to talk about the
Okay,
white? You're
so
talking about. We
when
want to talk about the white kid that
honey,
did the
yeah, I
Tennessee.
want to talk about the
So
white kid. I wanna
okay,
talk
so
about the
what
white
I want to
kid.
know is what is the root of the problem?
Okay, can I finish?
Mhm.
Can I finish? So when that individual, white, whatever, when they came into the school, they kind of like shot out the doors and they ducked over. Now, if there was a guard there, that individual would be taken out immediately. There was no guard there. So I'm saying this on the security spectrum because I am an armed security guard.
So you're looking for a
did
job?
I did work at third party at retail places. I do EP. I do a lot of armed guard work, protect athletes, protect actors, protect whatever. I live in Vegas. I work a lot at Spanish Trails. Okay, so my point is, if there was an armed guard there,
No.
when that individual
You're not listening.
got the door out and she ducked in,
Marine, you're not understanding.
she would have got taken out.
You're trying to
She
fix
would've
the
got taken
after.
out.
We're trying to fix the after problem. We're trying to keep it from happening from the
That
beginning.
would have solved the problem, huh?
Okay,
It would
Marine.
have
What
solved the
is the
problem.
root? Why do you think that a majority of white children feel like they even want to do a mass unaliving? Or white men, white boys, white girls,
It's not
white
majority
trans
white.
women, white trans men, whoever
You
you
had the
pick. Why do
Virginia,
white people feel like
Tech
they?
shooter.
Why? What
You
is
had
in
the
the
Virginia Tech shooter. My
upbringing?
majority is white.
Okay.
I know that.
I know, but I'm
But you had the
asking
So
you.
majority is white.
Hold on
is
one
what we're
second.
talking
I'm
You had the
asking
Virginia
you
Tech
what is
shooter.
what
You
is
had
in
the
the
DC sniper.
what is in the root
Nationality has
of?
no relevance.
Yes, it does. Because
We're
when you
not talking nationality, we were talking race.
that part. My thing is, what do you think it
Sweetie, it's
is in the
mindset. It's mindset.
upbringing? What do you think
Okay,
is in the upbringing? What mindset are they in?
it's the
How are they
mindset,
being?
honey.
What type of mindset?
The race has. I mean, there is no.
What do you think the mindset? The question. We're not. Don't even worry about the rate. What do you think the mindset is?
It can be anything, hon. It's not. It has
What do you
nothing to
think? What do you think? Like think. Like if you had to draw a conclusion, analyze the situation, what would
They
you?
could
What
have
would
had
you
a bad
think?
day. They could have, whatever. But it's not.
Everybody's having a bad day.
I had a bad day
It's not
yesterday.
based on.
Okay.
It's not based on race, hon. That's what I'm trying to say.
Tell me.
Statistically speaking, data-wise, you just said majority
Data-wise,
is white.
okay.
Why?
You can go on about
Where does that
the
begin?
statistics
But that's the
about
conversation. The
crime in
conversation
America.
is this. See, I need you to
Data-wise,
come in.
majority of blacks are committing crimes.
Can I finish? I know how you.
Hello.
This is a black space.
Hello.
There's a black. And we're
Majority
talking
of
about
blacks in America are committing
where.
crimes.
Let me
Marine,
just. This is
So
not
you
even
can
the
go
place
there.
to
You can go
overtalk
there.
black
Marine.
women.
Go
This
there.
is not the space.
That's not the
You want me to go
topic.
there?
That's not the topic. Think
Yeah, it
about
is a topic.
the topic is
Oh, the topic
the
is
is
mass
the so
fumes.
okay. How about this, Marine? You just answer this question, and then I'm gonna bring in Black Vet Speak. Do
Yeah, you
you
can bring
think
on all your friends. I don't give a fuck, man.
we're not? They're not here. But people was here before you got here, right?
You're bringing in
People was
people
here
that
before
you
you
know,
got
right?
here. They're not
You're
here
bringing in
for.
people that you know. So don't try to
I've never even seen Black Vet Speak. You know what? I don't have to explain anything to you. Anyways,
She's not even controlling. I'm actually letting people in, and I don't know them. I'm seeing, a black vet. So let's do it.
This is a question. Do you think? Hold on, Marine.
Okay.
Oh my God. Do you think indoctrination is the cause of white children causing mass unalivings? Oh, now you don't. That's the first time Cat has had his tongue all night.
Do you have a source? Is this your opinion?
No, it's a question. Oh my God.
No. Is this your opinion?
It's a question.
No.
Hold on. Oh my God, you're not smart. How you get? See? This is why we shouldn't give people weapons.
Because I'm outwitting you, honey.
You don't even know what a question is. An opinion is my statement. Let me tell you, opinion is me saying, I think the indoctrination of white children is what is causing mass unaliving.
That's exactly what you're saying.
That's not what I said. Are you listening?
Yes,
Listen, open your ears, shut the fuck up and listen.
Oh, come on, honey.
Do
Get away with a potty mouth.
Marine think that the indoctrination of white children is the cause of mass unalivings? Yes or
but
no?
This one blonde just walked out. God damn, she's smoking. Fuck.
You're never gonna get a woman. You probably don't even want women. You don't even want women. You're a Republican, right?
No, the women don't want him. Let's be clear.
You're a Republican, right, Marine?
Yes, I am, sweetheart.
You don't want women.
Oh, I love women.
We know how you guys break grinder.
You know what? I had black women too before.
Oh, brother.
How much did you pay her?
My first girl was black.
How much did you pay her?
No, nothing. She loved me, man. She's from Arkansas, by the way.
Why did she leave you?
Arkansas.
She didn't leave me, man.
Arkansas says it all.
Sound like she did. You sound so a little heartbroken over
if
her.
it
What
was
happened?
true, it'd be Arkansas says it all.
We split ways, man.
Okay,
you know?
we don't care about that. I don't care about your
I joined the
non-existent love life.
military.
Black Vets, welcome to the chat. How are you doing?
I'm well, sis. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Good afternoon, everybody on the panel, except Mr. Stolen Valor down here. On behalf of the United States Marine Corps, you shouldn't invite other men to your private parts, bro. That's kind of weird.
I told you he does not want women, y'all.
Especially
first time he
calling yourself a Marine. Especially calling yourself a Marine. That's real disgusting, bro.
So
the first thing he says is sick my duck. I told you don't want women. You don't want women. You don't want women. Okay? It's okay. I think the first thing is to start there.
I bet I can eat your pussy better than him.
Oh my God, you're fucking disgusting.
Can you do me a favor, Jess? Could you pin an ash cap and the cost of a drop? Because I think that's important today for the conversation.
God damn. Go ahead, Black Vet, speak.
When I saw the name, I just wanted to come up on behalf of other Marines, real Marines.
Come on now.
And apologize to you sisters for his behavior. And I really shouldn't have to do that. I really didn't want to do it because he's a stupid cracker. Excuse my language. But he's the type of Marine that we gave blanket parties to. He's the type of Marine that in the field we would have do push-ups over a flaming hot K-bar. He's the type of Marine we used to throw in his shower because they were so nasty, and we used to scrub them with Ajax and scrub brushes. And he really doesn't deserve any oxygen. And I mean that in the most literal sense possible. His oxygen should be cut off manually. But thanks for having me, sis. That just disgusted me so much. As a Marine, that was so fucking disgusting. To hear that type of behavior. And I apologize on behalf of all the real Marines out here. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Real Black Vet speak, y'all.
Really quick, just let me do a mod announcement.
Yes.
Let's deregulate our nervous system. I know he got us all tense. All of our shoulders are up to our chin. So if you look at the top left corner, you'll see Jess's beautiful picture. And if you see a plus sign, you are not doing the bare minimum, which is following the host, which makes me believe you are anti-Black woman. Okay, so that is the first thing. All right. Next thing, if there is no plus sign, then you need to go ahead and collect your daily heart meat and then collect your coins, right, for doing your daily heart meat. Their host does have a gift goal. Let's make sure we're knocking out the gift goal, making sure we're sharing to at least 3 people so that we can stay in the algorithm as well as commenting and engaging in the conversation. All right. This probably will be a little rough. As we see, that was the first guess. We knew it was going to be like that. And that's the mod announcement. But I do want to say one other thing because I think it's important. And I knew it was going to come up. What this will not turn into is a anti-trans live, period, right? It's such a non-fucking factor of an issue, right? That is data-wise, that's 0.00, like based off of all the mass PPUs, that data is so 0.0001723149237. That's less than 0.01%. So what we're not going to do, and which I fear was going to happen, right? Because Hector said something like the identity wasn't confirmed. So like CNN did say that they were transgender, and as soon as I heard that, I knew that this was going to become an anti-trans conversation. We need to keep the conversation on what it is, the indoctrination of a group of people, race-wise, who have statistically been the perpetrators of mass PPU throughout the country. This is not about a gender or identity war, okay? And we're not going to allow that to happen in this space.
Drop some Mickey Vicky coconuts in the chat for Amanda. Literally just cleared out both of them goals. Y'all, help you. We are a team. Let's all get together in this thing. Thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate you. And Taylor, thank you for the $5 for your labor. I appreciate that. Can I also get some coconuts in the chat for Mickey Vicky Taylor too? Because baby, Black women labor is not free. Black women's labor is not free. Okay. Now, I'm finna say, Marine, if you trying to come back up here, you need to come up here starting with an apology. Starting with an apology. Y'all need to start apologizing to Black women and Black men. How about that? How about that? Okay, I think I see CJ drop. Psychopathy is indoctrinated into conscious sins of the Father. Huh? What that mean, Son of God? Could you come up here and explain that? I don't know what that means. And I don't want to misinterpret, your words.
Eklund is right. If you want to come back up here, he need to give you at least 3 galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say 10, but you need to send at least 3 galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
You're dropped, and so you want to come back up, you're gonna have to send the host 3 galaxies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Since you big bad Marine. Give me 1 second. I got you, Andrew. Son of God. What were you saying? You said something about the indoctrination of what?
Yeah, hi. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings
Thanks.
to you. Oh, that's what
Thanks for
Bloomberg
having me. You know what? You are a gift. The way you can handle so much belligerent people, that come online. It's amazing how you do it. But kudos to you.
Thank you, God. Patience is a virtue. Okay,
for real.
they say.
For real. Yeah. Well, psychopathy basically is
Not like us.
what I meant by sins of the Father is basically
Thank you, Adrian.
the same hate is being taught into, mostly white young men. I mean, that's been the trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been the trend for a long time of, if anyone looks at the statistics of the most committed crime, domestic terrorism, and all of that, it's the same old group.
Yeah, because
it's not really that hard to
majority of
find.
all
So
violence.
Exactly. It's all, colonizing, colonist mentality and all of that. It's I don't want to use mental health crisis because many people use that now as an excuse, but it is sickness. Basically, that's all it is. And sickness basically just keeps on being, perpetuated from one generation to the next until it is really healed or handled or actually shed light upon. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you clearing that up for me, son.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Andrew,
thanks for your work.
I'm sorry. I think I cut you off too soon. My apologies. Andrew, how you doing today? Oh, shit, son, if you could come back up, please. I do want to ask another question. Son of God, if you
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Andrew.
Different young Mike. Yes. And to Tater, if you don't mind coming up too, I just want to know your opinion, just like as someone who's white, like, and knowing like how you guys are raised and what you guys experience. I would love your point of view. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I just for my opening statements, I don't think a lot of people, when they hear the word indoctrination, I don't think they really pinpoint it to specific things. And what I want to bring attention to is usually people try to find one reason, right? Like, what is the one cause of what's happening? And I think what we're seeing today and over the last couple of years, because we can all tell that the school pew-pewings have been on the rise, mostly done by YT people. I think given today's climate, right, where we have a pig who was in office 6 years ago, and now he's back in office again. And the way that we're just allowing all of these hateful rhetorics and mannerisms to just be accepted as a part of society now, I think that is a definite form of indoctrination. They're witnessing adults get away with the absolute worst of the worst. So why wouldn't they, as kids or younger teens or whatever age, why would they think they're not allowed to do the same? And I'll end my thing there.
I agree.
Say
Christian.
something.
Christian?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
I am blessed and highly favored. I can't complain.
Good. So about your question here. So why we gotta why gotta be white people? Why can't it be black people for the mass unalivings?
Because the majority of the is committed by white tea. Mostly, really, like 98, 96% are white of men, and then the majority of that white men.
Well, when it comes to homicides, black people do more
We're
than
talking
50%
about
of the murders
mass
in the country.
That's not the topic.
We're staying on one topic.
If you want to hear
Mass
about that topic, come in on
killings.
another day. Make sure you follow me.
Damn near
And
the
you never
same
know
thing.
when that
No, they're
topic may
not.
come up.
Well,
So
thank you.
we're talking about mass unalivings.
It's killings. What?
We're
Even
talking
Killings in
about
America.
mass pew pew, sir. And you're
and
not
can you
gonna
say
overtalk
What about the
unalivings for
indoctrination
TikTok?
of black children? They cause unalivings.
Christian,
What's going on here?
Christian, are you offended
Offended? No.
that I'm talking about white people?
Uh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
You don't think it's racist, or black people can't be racist?
I'm asking you, why are you offended that I'm talking about white people?
Because I want us to come together. I want race to stop being in every political statement.
This is not political. This is truth. This is
This
facts.
is very,
this is stats.
very
This is
political.
about getting down to the root of the problem. Do you think that you could tear, like, if a tree is bad and you can tear leaves off, it's still going to be a bad tree. Sometimes you got to get down to the root and pull the whole
And I'm
thing out
black. Thank you very
and
much.
fix it. So I think what I'm saying statistically, if the majority of mass unalivings are committed by white people, right, then what is it that they're teaching them, or the way that they're either growing up, that makes them want to feel like, I want to mass unalive people? On top of the racism, is it just the racism? Is it the hate? Is it a combination of all of it? Is it the expectations of what they should be? Is it them being told that they are this, and then get out into the world and realize it's completely different? We should get to the root of it, right?
So they're the 60% of the population in this world, in the U.S. So I think we would expect for them to have
60%. I don't think, is it 60%?
pretty much 60%.
Or did you just make up that number?
You can look it up. It's 60, just about 60%, close to it. They are 60% of the population in the U.S.
Let me see.
You can look it up. They are 60% of the population in the U.S. I mean, I would expect the highest population to have the most, mass shootings. But when it comes to the black community, of us being
That's
damn
not
near
the topic
13%,
tonight. That's not. We just experienced another school unaliving yesterday or day before yesterday, right? And it was another white tea person. The first time we had this issue in Columbine, it was a white person, and a few and far and in between. I think it's important for us to have this conversation. Now, the topic that you want to talk about, we can bring up on another day. And I'm okay with having that conversation, because there's some things to unpack there as well. But right now, we're talking about why we think is the root of the problem of the mass unalivings by white people, right? That's where we're stuck on. So if you don't want to add to that particular conversation, and you don't think that you can add anything to it, that's fine too. You don't have to. But if you give me a follow, we may have the topic that you're looking for, and we'll talk about that.
Or
Hold on, where is that?
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
So, son, give me 1 second. G Money, welcome in.
Hey, what's up, Jess? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
I'm good.
What did you want to answer the question that we have today?
I just bring because I heard y'all. You got some crazy people up here, so I just came up and got 3 sources. This proved that white people are the majority of people that cause mass shootings. Not just I got not just school, but just I have for all mass shootings. I have this one graph. I'll try to pull up if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can.
Hey, girl. Oh, while you pulled it up, give me 1 second, son. I did want to ask you, what do you think that? I think my question was. I know I low key forgot. Do you think that? Well, shit, ain't nothing we can do to change it. How do you think that what they can do? Oh, you said something about them healing. How do you think that they can begin to heal?
See, thanks for that question. Very, very important because I'm what you call a mystic psychotherapy. I've been studying psychology and therapy and ways to heal the mind for almost 25, 30 years. And there's a saying, an esoteric saying that says, no one can escape from illusions, from insanity, unless he or she looks at them. For not looking is how those illusions are kept. What is happening right now in America and all over the world, and to kind of like entertain previous brothers' concern. We are never saying that this dysfunction does not happen in other cultures or with the black people or with any other Hispanic as well. But if it happens more statistically with a set of people, then that's what we should address. So the problem basically is most people are in denial. When you are mentally ill, just like it happens in any other community as well, it's almost a taboo to actually say, oh, you know what? I actually have a problem, right? Most people don't even want to talk about that. Most people don't want to talk about their, problems in their relationships or in their marriage or relationships, period. So for the white race, I've had over 15,000 conversations since the pandemic, and I keep on seeing the same trend. Like many of them, as soon as you mention racism, fascism, they just either get cold or they actually ignore it, or it's like they actually just basically switch off because they are in denial. And that denial comes in the form of, oh, you know what? I might actually know a friend or a family that is actually speaking that way, and I don't want to deal with it. So that's the way the mind always checks out. And it happens to every mind as well. Like, if you do not accept that you have a problem, how can you solve it?
I agree. And also, too, thank you, Cymone, for these stats. If you look down at the bottom, you can see like the blue is the white tea, the dark blue is black, Latinx, Asian. When it comes to K through 12 school, even with the guy coming up here, like they're 60% of the population.
Where's the trans group? Because trans have so far
we're not talking about genders.
We're talking about race.
Yeah.
We're talking about mentally ill people.
We're talking about race.
We're talking about race, honey.
Hey, got it.
Okay.
Let's talk about 1350 then. 50% of murder.
About race and mass pupillency. I know.
Hold on. Damn, MAGA, whoever. Could you just give me? I promise. I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm really good at giving you the floor and letting you just spew out what you want to spew. Could you just give me 1 second?
Go ahead.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Wanted to throw in a little
Sorry, that was an accident to ask you to unmute. But K through 12, even with 60% of the population, 81%.
I didn't mean to cut you, Jess.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off because I want to let you know it's from 1966 to January 2024. These stats.
81%. Okay, so historically, y'all be acting up. Not at the post office, at the schools, in the post office, at the house of worship. Y'all don't even like the God that you say that you claim to serve. Outdoors, restaurants, nightclubs. Let's not forget when they ran their cars into that GAY club. Retail, place of residence, office. What are we talking about? Oh, send that. I don't know if you're on Discord, G-Money, but send it to me on Discord. So what's his name? MAGA MAGA always lose. Welcome in. What did you
I
want
got
to say?
two. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Two other ones. That's is just mass shootings. I mean, mass pew-pews from 1982 to current. This one shows like out of 155 mass pew incidents, 84 of them were committed by white people. That is graph.
Am I able to speak now?
This is out of 155 incidents.
And that's
from
been and there's
1982.
been more than that too. And that's not even a school on a just a school.
No, this is just general. This is just general. That's why I showed you the other one. And this is from ammo.com. This is from ammo.com. This is the last one.
Okay.
That out of 53% of white Americans committed 195 mass shootings between 1966 and 2024. 21%, black, and then 98% of all other races that are mushed in together.
Oh no. So the Latinos ain't these wild ass criminals they be claiming, but that's a whole nother story too. That's a whole nother topic. So Mac always loses. Come on in. What did you want to say, Lon?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's ironic that you guys are over here pinpointing a certain race. I'm neither white nor black, but of adults arrested. Huh?
What are you?
I'm indigenous. So of adults arrested for unaliving, 51% of them were black. Compared to the 45%
hey, Bernard,
that were
how you doing,
man? What do you guys think about that?
That's not the topic.
That's not the topic.
The topic is unaliving, right? And mass
no, the topic is the indoctrination of white children the cause of mass unalivings?
Well, I agree with that. I don't think we should indoctrinate children to be trans or tell them they're in the wrong body because that leads to
I don't think you
illness.
Understand.
I'm not in favor of indoctrinating trans.
I think you may have an understanding issue. It's a yes or no question.
Well,
That's where it starts.
I get this is a racist live. I get this is an anti-white live. I get it. Okay. I get you don't like. That's cool. Okay. I don't like trans people. But what do you think about?
Hey, can I ask you a question?
If I'm able to respond, because
I just want to ask you a quick. No, I just want to ask you a quick question before Jeff says something. You know the difference.
Yeah, but you never answered why you're okay with 51% of the unalivings being black. But
we're talking about is the indoctrination of white children the cause of mass unalivings?
Yeah, I think it is. We shouldn't indoctrinate children to be trans or homosexual or anything like that.
And so you think so? Hold on. So you think that the white community is indoctrinating their own children to be trans, and that is why and that is why. Hold on. And that is why only one person. We don't even know if they're trans. All you know is that they changed their name.
No, they're confirmed
trans. You don't even know.
They changed their name.
People change their names for a lot of different reasons.
Robin to Robert.
People change their names for a lot of different reasons.
I know men
named Robin.
From a male name to a female name?
Robin is not just Robin is interchangeable.
You're so disingenuous. It's crazy.
So you're telling me
he's not confirmed trans. He just changed his name just because everyone else can do it.
Did you take your meds today?
Did you really think that was a good argument?
Hold on, G Money.
Did you really think that was a good argument?
So
you're okay with trans people doing pew-pews and mass pew-pews, right?
Are you well?
A white person,
are you well?
You're okay with babies in Chicago, right?
Somebody should have swallowed you respectfully.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
Just making sure because you're spam muting.
I'm spam muting you because you won't be quiet. You don't have any impulse control, which is probably why you voted for Donald Trump, because you don't have any discipline. You're not a man.
No, I just have
You're
facts.
not a
I'm
man.
like, dude, that's just feeling.
You're not a man. Oh, how about this one?
May I end this conversation real quick, sis?
Okay, so the problem is, hey, shush. The problem with you morons are y'all don't know the difference. Y'all don't know the difference between arrest and conviction. Arrest does not mean.
Amanda.
So when you look at Table 49 and you want to try to use it, which the FBI doesn't use anymore.
He wasn't even. I don't care about that because that's not the topic. The topic is the indoctrination of white children the cause of mass unalivings. And I don't care about what gender they are. Right now we're talking about a particular race that is unaliving children at an alarming rate. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it definitely.
And we're not even getting trans, considering the fact that I think maybe 1, 2 have 1.5, because we don't know if they're trans. People change their name all the fucking time. Your fucking vice president has changed his name.
That's why
you don't care about that. Does that make him trans?
But yes, the indoctrination is definitely an issue because they make it seem like black people are the most dangerous.
Well, I pulled up the stats. Y'all real quick, bro. I pulled up the stats and like broke it down with all on the live and mass shoot, like mass pews from like schools, post office, etc. just now. And at the top of the list is 81%. For school, just for schoolness, because that's what we're talking about. It's 81% white tea.
But then we can also go to hate groups. So from 2017 to 2020.
Hey, Shana.
This is just between Trump years. So from 2017 to 2018, the number of far right extremists, Christian nationalists, white nationalist group has doubled. See, this is the problem with America when they think they tell white boys that they're not out here doing these unalivings, so they allow them to keep doing it instead of correcting the fucking problem. This is the problem. This is why I say most of you motherfuckers should have been sock babies.
Like, to realize that exactly.
But again, if we look at red states, and most red states have a lot of rural areas. Over the last 2 decades, the number has doubled when it came to murder. We all know who the fuck live in rural areas. Like we know who live in rural areas. It's white folks. It's mostly white folks. And mind you, this is when you remove the black blue cities out of those red states. So when you try to get up here and claim indigenous and I'm not, hey, talk facts. Because then you got a black brother that's like me or G Money that actually know these motherfucking stats and will unalive on these motherfucking stats.
And let me just add something specifically about Nicholas, because you know I'm in Florida, Jess. When before he had seen the school counselor and the school psychiatrist, and they did like a whole what's the word I'm looking for? They did like a psyche eval on him, and he was telling them that he was hearing voices in his head. He was hearing all types of things saying that he wants to unalive, like he wants to unalive everybody at Parkland. And they brushed it off. They wrote they documented it, but they never like pressed it. But if that was a black boy who said that thing,
as soon as he thought about it, they would have locked him up. He'd been talking about it. He said that he had been studying, because I was doing my research before I got started. He was studying unalivers and how, like, hearing about the first one, like, sparked his interest in it, and how he started, calculating how he was going to do it. And then, they said nothing.
This is the problem, and this is why we need red flag. We need.
They always have manifestos, right? Like, y'all think y'all are so fucking good. Y'all listening in on every damn thing. I could talk about Mickey Ficky right now. Let me see. I'm going to talk about. I want to go to a food festival. I want to go to a food festival. Food festival. I love food. Give me food. Ooh, vegan food. When I get on Instagram, the next ad I see is going to be food festival. Y'all listening to everything motherfuckers doing. Y'all all up in the therapy sessions. You in our conversations. You on our live stream. But you tell me you can't stop this motherfucker? You can't advertise something different to him? You can't go grab him ahead of time?
Because if they address that,
because allegedly he had a YouTube video. Right. Y'all don't flag that?
Because if they address that issue, sister, they gotta address the fact that white supremacy is still a fucking issue in America, and that white people are one of the biggest goddamn issues when it comes to facts.
Yeah,
like, they don't want to address that shit because then they gotta live with the facts that a lot of white people, a good portion of white people, ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to address that.
Give me one
Well,
second.
like they would like to do, like you had. Oh my bad, Jones.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. You guys, if you have not followed me already, please definitely do so. We have 7 bubble headphones left in the gift goal. We have 270 left into today's night daily goal. I appreciate you guys. My pay links are also in the bio. I'm Jessica Cymone, green and blue app. I appreciate you. Feel free to put a message inside of your dono if you want to. I'll read it out in case you have a question for the panel as well. Let me just if you need the I'm always done. Okay, I'll let you know. Indy, is it Indy? No, Gail, you're in here, and then Indy. Okay, yeah. Let Indy as well real quick. Nicole, I'm gonna drop you down real fast, and Andrew, so I can let
You can drop me too,
you.
Jess. I just wanted to show you those stats. Cause I heard you had that moron on your fucking panel just talking bullshit.
I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, and if you could send them to me, I don't know. Are you on Discord, G Money?
I don't know. I'm only in one Discord. I could just
no. If you're just on Discord, period, if you have the app, you just friend request me, same name, Jessica Cymone, and you can just send it to me. They don't have to be in my server. Thank you, Max.
Y'all have a good one.
You
Love
too,
y'all.
Love you. Gail, did you mean to come up, love? Some people, I know you guys are tapping, so sometimes it's an accident. Indy, how you doing, love?
Hi, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I actually just started following you today. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to kind of join in. I am a white woman. I have a white son, and I feel I share 50-50 custody with his dad, who is super right wing. I'm very left, almost just very left. And I talk to him a lot about how I raise him as I have a potential mass shooter living in my house. Because to me, that's how fucking serious it is. I think all white parents should really, really be talking to their sons about this, especially. It is white supremacy, like at the highest level. And that's what indoctrination is. Like, I just think you're so correct on this.
What do you think? Do you have any brothers?
I do actually. I have 4 brothers.
Oh, thank you. So how do you feel like as growing up in the house with them, how do you feel like the things that would happen, what are some of the things that either would be said or taught or felt in the household per se, that you felt like could contribute to it?
Honestly, just the real root of it is misogyny and racism. Hatred towards women and hatred towards, just anyone that's not white. I grew up with very right-wing parents. My dad was like a huge MAGA supporter. Where I just don't talk to basically anyone in my family anymore. Yeah, really just misogyny, violence, and racism.
Is it like maybe you see someone on TV and he was like, "Oh, I unalive that fucker," or is it like the talk about it in the house, or is it like the way he treats your mom, or the way they talk about other women, or the way they teach them to treat women? Like, how do they teach them to treat women verbally and then just like by example?
I would say it was in my house particularly, it was Fox News was on every single fucking screen in the house. My dad was in the military, so it was just very violent towards anyone, but especially women. We're just seen as less than. I mean, I'm the eldest daughter, first granddaughter, first niece, so they really didn't want me there. So it's just being treated less than. Even when my brothers, are younger than me, they had more opportunity and more respect just for being boys.
And like, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you felt that. Like, and then were you raised to even like by your mom? Like, would she say anything? Would she stand up to your dad, or do she just fall in line?
My parents were also divorced too. I think that's like
She got her ass up out of there.
Yeah, she's also, I mean, she had her own issues too, you know, so I really just, I do believe that this is the cause of these mass unalivings, 100%. And it's just not being talked about amongst white people. When honestly, when I say it around like my friends, my white friends, they are like, it's like me being radical saying this shit, which it just should not be that way. It's like, let's look at the statistics.
I mean, they get mad when I bring up the statistics and want to bring up other stuff, and I get other things happening. But like, we can only talk about so many topics at one time. So
really, true.
And then this thing just happened again, so I think it's important to even have the discussion right now. Because my thing is like, you know, there are different incidents that sometimes, like when we're children, we remember. Like, is there a time that you remember, like, either he said something to your brothers that you could tell, like, that's even now looking back, either that's misogynist or that's hate, or there are certain things he say about minorities that give them the thing that makes them feel like that?
You know, it's crazy how it's very subtle in the beginning. You know what I mean? It's almost like teetering on grooming, but mentally. And it's very subtle in the beginning. It's like, oh, well, they can't do this because they're that way, or they look like this, or because of the color of their skin, they can't do this thing. And just honestly, racial slurs in my house were just a common thing people said. It was not, yeah, it just,
I appreciate the transparency because the
it's
thing
crazy
is,
still
like,
how subtle it was. Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely was like a part of it. Obviously, I didn't know I was a child, but
right,
you
and I
know,
get that. The indoctrination, like, they raise them this way and you think that, and then, like, you set them up for failure because if they want to change, they really have to unpack so much and go back so far and, like,
right,
start from scratch, which is can be hard to do. A lot of people don't even want to do the shadow work in their midlife crisis about some of the mistakes that they made, let alone have to unpack everything on top of religion sometimes. So,
right,
and they lose it, and they go to school and they do these things. They go to churches. They do these things. They go to Vegas and rent out a room and do these things
right,
just to get off. Because when we say misery love company, miserable, being miserable is like a heavy energy. And even though, and you miserable people, misery loves company is because when you're doing pissing other people off, you're transferring energy. And it's so heavy on you. So when you transfer that energy, it lifts up off of you a little bit. And you see that, and it almost probably sometimes even makes you feel a little better to see somebody that is miserable just like you and you don't feel alone. But no matter if you don't fix yourself, that energy and that heaviness is still there. You
right.
relieve it for a split second of gratification, but it's in you. You can't release enough of it. So that is why, like, if we can get down to the root of some of these problems and start breaking these generational curses of hate, of
Yeah,
racism, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all can hate me later. Religion,
right.
especially evangelists, Christians, Catholicism. I know y'all have this Bible, but why is the fact that so many priests are touching these children? And then all of a sudden you make a law saying that they don't have to report it. Like it's a group thing. Like that's why we choose the bear. That's why we choose the bear. But I think it's refreshing to like the honesty and transparency because it's unreal to think that, hey, I wasn't a part of that. I'm a kid and this is how I'm raised. You think that's right. You think and it's normal in your house. You
Right,
don't
it's normal in your house, and you know what my dad didn't expect is, I mean, him being in the military, I was around different types of people. We lived overseas for like more than half of my life. So like he really got it messed up when I came home with the Speaker Box album, and I was like, this is the kind of music I want to listen to. And he was like, okay. So we've just been beefing since I was a kid. It's been tumultuous, or you know, it's just been bad, and we've actually been no contact for 4 years before he passed. And honestly, I wouldn't have changed it. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't have my kids around someone like that.
Yeah. And I get that. And I'm like, it's unfair. Now, there are some children who are, eventually see that it's wrong. But from the beginning, it's unfair to ask children to be so mature to understand. Because you go
Right.
to school and you're like, I like this friend, but then you come home and your parents demonize them. Parents that you love.
It's demonizing and it's a
Thank
lot
you,
of fear
Nicole.
mongering. I would think my dad would use a lot of like racist statistics to scare us, like black on black crime and things of that nature. And it's like once you learn about racism and the prison complex and everything, and you just realize how much everything is rooted in racism, it's like actually none of that is fucking true. But when you're a kid, you're just scared. It's a lot of fear mongering, and religion definitely ties into that. Control. I mean, if you're not obedient to your God, what are you doing?
You're gonna go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get into heaven. You're gonna burn for the rest of your life. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Just think of it, somebody telling you that as a fucking kid.
Yeah, truly.
Oh my God. I'm gonna burn for the rest of my life. I don't want that. Tell me what I gotta do.
I wonder what kind of
I
God
know.
that is. Yeah, it's amazing, man. The programming is deep. Sorry, I just wanted to say something quickly, if you guys don't mind. Jessica,
Yes, go ahead,
amazing.
please.
Thank you, Indy, for sharing that. That is a very, because I grew up, in a very similar family as well. And most people don't even realize this, that the family is the beginning of how a kid begins to shape their thoughts, their patterns, their behavior, right? And many times, unfortunately, when we, turn up in this kind of dysfunctional family, it's so hard for anyone. I don't care in what kind of costume you're in, whether you're white or black or Hispanic or whatnot. It's so hard to break away from the clan, from that group. So the minute you want to challenge it, guess what happens? You become estranged. They castigate you. They tell you blah blah blah. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. I know so many families that have been through the same thing, and as soon as they become X'd out of the family, then they resort to violence because the ego in the mind wants to basically equalize. And it's like, okay, I have to basically get my self-esteem back. So that's when people go nuts, and then they carry guns, and then don't let me even get started with the gun epidemic happening in the American dream. So all of it plays factors in it. The religion is a major one. I've been in cults before. I don't even call them religion anymore. They are cults.
That's deep.
Right. So it's the same thing. And many times when people come to this kind of panel, like I would like to encourage anyone that is listening, like if any of this triggers you, it is not an attack on your sovereignty. The therapy that we're all going through, and this is all psychotherapy, by the way, is we have to look at the dysfunction. We have to look at it in order to heal together. That's all it is. We are not attacking you, because we know if we attack you, we're attacking ourselves, because truly, in the esoteric terms, minds are one. And that's the sickness that comes in, the actions that many of us partake in, that if you are constantly attacking another one, you are attacking yourself. And if you keep on doing that, you're gonna, off yourself eventually, because you can't basically accept the conflict within your mind, and then you just want to project it. So when people get defensive, just use it as an opportunity to go within yourself, in your own psyche, to say, okay, do I need to do some shadow work, or friggin' begin to do some therapy, some serious therapy?
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too, 100%. Therapy saved my life when I was excommunicated from my family. I couldn't, and yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've just been in therapy with the same therapist for 4 years now, which is, big for people that go to therapy.
I do. Shout out to pretty one for all the therapists in the chat.
Right.
I think therapy is needed for everybody. I don't care what
I
color,
agree.
skin, gender you are. I don't care if life's going good or going bad.
Yep.
Right?
I think everyone could benefit
I
from
think
therapy,
it's so
every single
refreshing.
person.
Sometimes you have to say it out loud. Hey, Sachi. There's a question in the chat that wanted to know what made you start deconstructing. Like, was there? It obviously, I know it gets to be a common. Been whether good or bad, because sometimes it could be someone that you thought was less than who was actually there for you when you needed them, or it could be your dad said something. It could be anything. So, do you have a moment that you remember or can think of that made you really want to start deconstructing?
You know, I started getting, well, I've always had really bad anxiety, but um my parents had like had me medicated very young because I was just always very obstinate. I didn't agree. I was always outspoken. And you know, the older I got, I had I had my son when I was like a teenager and my daughter when I was pretty young, and I was in an abusive marriage with a
Mm-hmm.
white supremacist that my dad made me marry, and I got out of that marriage when I was 23 and I had two kids under 4. And I started then. I actually just realized that every time I was around my family, I had extreme anxiety or I was extremely depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just isolated all of the time.
And you say
And
that.
so I just really chose myself. I just think that you have to be at a point where
I love that for you.
it's hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard as hell to step away from everyone that you know and love. And but I promise you it is so fucking worth it.
I
And I can
definitely
say that
agree.
even as my dad has passed away, you know what I mean? It is really worth it. And I just encourage everyone to always remember if you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. So these people that have these
Let me write that
ideals,
down.
and if you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. And that's why these people pop off and live in extremes when you practice base decency, human decency with other people. I say get a therapist. That's how I started deconstructing. Get a therapist. Find your chosen family. Build your family. I have a huge support group of friends that I really rely on. Yeah, I mean,
It's a blessing
I
to
was
have a good
grateful.
family, but don't think that you are just obligated to stay with your family. Like
No.
you brought me into this life, thank you, and I'm okay. And it's okay to have chosen family because there are some people that look out for you before some of your family. And if you do have a good family, don't take it for granted. I'll be yelling
Right.
at your mom.
I know, I
That
can't
has only
imagine.
been there for you, but because
Mhm.
I have a really good relationship with my mom, but as I just explored different friendships, I realized how many people didn't. And it was
Right.
more than I anticipated. And I'm like, but you better be fucking grateful. Like,
Mhm.
but there was a couple of things, and feel free to say, you don't want to say. One, you said that you were medicated pretty young. Is it because like an
Mhm.
ADHD or something like that? Or what was the
No,
reason?
my parents were convinced that I had some sort of like bipolar or some sort of disorder.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, I was just a teenager living in an abusive household.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because they're never gonna admit that they're the problem.
right now.
Gotta be
So
you.
I was definitely over medicated as a child, just on antidepressants and um, yeah. So it was a bad situation, and of course, like a lot of white people do endure abuse. I mean, I was heavily abused by my mom or my dad and my stepmom.
Your stepmama too?
Oh yeah.
Even the new bitch that he got, respectfully.
Yeah.
Even the new bitch that he got.
Because it's all about like he has to choose his wife over his kids because of religion, I guess. I don't know. That was very like a big deal. You have to choose.
And what was she? What was some? I didn't even get to the other question. The next question I'm gonna
Sorry.
ask is, how did he make you marry? But the one
Oh yeah.
question, but before that, what were some of the things that the stepmom would do?
I mean, it was honestly It was kind of crazy, honestly. I mean, they would break like light
Baby,
bulbs on
I
us.
know it's crazy because that's why some
I
of
know,
these kids are
exactly. Like,
doing mass
like for
unalignment.
real, they're demented. You know what I mean? Like they would break light bulbs on us, and I grew up in England, so they would make us hold on to the heater. You know, the heater is like the hot heater while we were getting spanked. Um, they had a specific paddle that they would spank us with that had holes in it, so it moved through the air faster. Uh, yeah, it was my stepmom like broke a chair on me. She slapped us in the face constantly. I've always been a scrappy person, and it's because of that.
Oh my God.
Definitely always been prone to violence because of how I was raised, and that's what a lot of these people endure as well. I know it. Like I've seen it.
And they
I've
don't,
seen
and
my
they're not
dad
even
make
coming
my
to
brothers
save
pass
them.
out. Right.
You're too busy running up, taking away children, and you're so worried about Black people that you're not even saving your own. You look over his shoulder, and then they grow up. It's like, first of all, 3 things. Hector said he's giving you a virtual hug, and also Hector, thank you for the $10 for what's dumb about white men saying the pum pum might be trans. Is that even if it's true that they're still white? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even fucking matter. They can't name a Black or brown trans mass unaliver, and when they can, it doesn't erase the 90% of their own people holding that L, but go off crackers. I'm hollering, can I get some coconuts in the chat for Hector? And he said he's giving you a virtual hug from the comments too, and so am I, because we know, even from slavery and the horrible things that they have done to slaves, tying them to horses, beating them naked in the front yard, picnic where you know, from the strange fruit from the tree while you have lunch with your children outside up under this strange fruit. You come up with ways, and if you guys have not read She Was Her Property, I had started reading it. It will piss you off. And it talked about how some of the white tea women were also more demeaning and degrading and abusive mentally and physically than the men. And I have my theory about them wanting to do that because men were stronger, so they can just beat them. But when women had to come up with more psychological ways to degrade, maybe because they weren't as strong. Like the lady in New Orleans used their blood on her face to say she'd get younger. She would take their feces and stuff it in their mouth and sew their mouths together. Things like that. They come up with ways to torture, beat, and commit violence, right? And this is just one story of people who don't fucking know. There are many, and they don't come to, they slap them on the wrist, overlook it, just keep going like, kids are gonna be kids, and because some of these people are probably doing it in their own household. And then the people, so shout out to you too for being able to deconstruct, find your therapist, and continuously be working on yourself, because that's hard to do in those type of environments. But these people up here don't always make it out.
No,
they can't
they don't.
always find a therapist. They can't always control their mind or their thoughts, especially the boys, the men.
Yep. And I want to look at the statistics that show how many of these people have never left their state, never left their hometown, never been on a plane. Do you know what I mean? Like the education in this country definitely contributes to this. I mean, 1,000%. Because not only are they getting this at home, it's like, what are they being taught? What are they surrounding themselves with?
Oh my God. And the things that like, first of all, I just want you to let you know there's no reason, that corporal punishment should be to that extent or like that. Like, I'm just trying to gauge an idea of, is it the smallest things that make them tick? Is it like I'm burnt the house down? Like, what is, the reasons? And this is to give an idea of, it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, you know what I mean? But look, what are some of the things that they would do? that would warrant these type of punishment. Hey, Monique. Thank you, Saji. Andy?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Can you ask again? I didn't really understand.
Oh, what were some of the things that, you guys as kids that would do that would warrant those types of punishments?
The worst one I can remember, and it's like actually something that my siblings try to laugh about when I'm like, y'all, that's straight up abuse, but
Yeah,
okay,
it's not
that's
fucking
how you
funny,
need
bitch.
to, how you need to survive, whatever. Um, I ate half a banana once and I threw the rest away, and they wanted to know who threw the banana away, and of course everyone lied because why the fuck would we not lie? We know we're about to get beat. And they beat the shit out of my brother knowing it was me just so I could watch him get beat. And I let him get beat because I was surviving.
Wow. Everybody in the house trying to survive. Hey, beautiful Maureen. How you doing, love?
Yeah. And then they broke one of those long ass light bulbs in front of me, trying to be intimidating. And then they didn't let me go to school that day. They took me straight to a therapist because I
Hold
lied
on.
about
They
the
took you
half
to the
banana.
therapist after breaking.
Yeah.
I wonder, is that a sign of like I'm not trying to get in trouble, or like, damn, deep down I do know I'm a fucked up person and you're gonna need help. Let me help you.
No.
What do you
They
think?
thought I was fucked up. They thought I was so fucked up because I was lying to them.
Oh.
Because I wasn't being obedient enough to my parents. So they were like, we knew it was you and you just let your brother get beat for something you did. Like, how could you do that? That's so disgusting.
The
And
fact
yeah, it
that
was
you know
me.
it was me and you still beat him, you're
Yeah,
disgusting.
right. But I was instructed to not tell my therapist about certain things, of course. I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a lot.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
typical projection.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very psychological. That's how we silent, the kids. That I was the youngest out of 5 as well. Like, imagine the kind of war I had to
Yeah.
go through. Like, most of us are like black sheeps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever
I
you
was the
notice.
oldest out of 5. I feel that, Dr. Law.
And I also grew up in England as well, so I know exactly everything you were talking about. And this, when I discovered how dysfunctional
Hey, Kingdom Hood.
most families are on the planet, it blew my mind. And it started making me think, like, this is what all that story about Alice in Wonderland, or all this kind of like movies that we watch was about. That we come into the human existence. As soon as you come, there's a major challenge. It doesn't matter what kind of challenge it is. It's always about relationship. So some of us, we choose the craziest families to come through in order to use that to break away from this matrix, the matrix of abuse, the ego.
Yeah.
And then once we can realize that, we become kind of like the peaceful warriors that can actually, talk about it with other people. Because this stuff that we're talking about, I can tell you 90% of people everywhere in the world cannot even have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they end up mass unaliving.
Right.
Which is why it's important to get down to the root, because then respectfully, they'll think that this is normal.
Right.
And it's not. And
They
others, even
think
their
that
people,
it's
even with the
justified. They think this rage is justified.
mm-hmm. And even especially when, if you think that's normal and you spew this hate and this rage on other people, you think that's normal. You're like, why are you fucking getting mad? Because that's
Right.
what your daddy or your mom would say to you. And I think that's important for us to start understanding and having these conversations, so other people, even the people that are listening, like, damn, that's not normal.
No, it's not normal. It's not funny. You did it just because you survived abuse doesn't mean, it's funny. And I get a lot of people have to survive that way, but I think you just pointed on something that's really important. It's like they put on their feelings onto other people, but that's what's been happening to them most of the time, a lot of their life. Their parents, their uncles, their aunts, their family have been putting on, projecting their stuff onto them. So that's what they've been taught to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Saji, welcome in. How are you, love?
I'm good. I'm here listening to what Indy was saying. And I think because you were asking, you were wondering why they would do that, right? Why they would put you in therapy. And hearing you say like that your parents kept pushing this bipolar diagnosis on you. I think sadly it's a lot more evil than you might realize. It sounds like they were trying to get ahead of the curve, trying
Oh,
to
right.
give you some sort of diagnosis to make you quote unquote be crazy.
When
They
you
were trying
report
to
it.
take you, they were trying to take you to therapy so that they could figure out, they could put on a narrative for this therapist and be like, oh, my daughter, she imagines things, so she blows things out of proportion, or she's had crazy dreams that she
100%.
confuses for reality, so that then later, if anything would come up, your testimony would be dismissed. And it's horrible, because the thing is, I think a lot of these, okay, wait, mama. I think the reason why a lot of these, oh my Lord, give me a second, mom.
No, you're
She's
okay.
like, give
You
me the
do. You
iPad,
gotta
give
do
me the
it.
iPad. I'm like, I don't know. This is the PS5. I don't know how to work this. I'm old. I
Of
think the
course,
reason why
Ginger.
a lot of these parents, these YT parents, push religion so much is because it is a way for children to learn to obey without questioning, without I've
Especially
taught my
women.
kids, I've taught my kids to question authority. Question me.
Right.
Tell me why. My son will walk around and be like, Mom, you're cringe.
Yeah,
I'm like,
provide
what
a
did
good
I do?
argument. Like, that'll let me know you're thinking
Yeah.
critically. Like,
Right. I welcome back talk in my house, and that's controversial, but I do. It's like I want an open discussion with my child.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's my job to teach him how to talk respectfully, but I want an open discussion.
And then even talking about your feelings, why you feel that way. Which feeling
Yeah.
are you actually feeling? Because I think a lot of people don't even have the vocabulary for some of the things that they feel. So we have to sometimes develop. I wanted to see what that looked like, y'all. Thank you, Mars.
Yes,
We have to
that's
develop
your
emotional
therapist
vocabulary too.
naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love the way you actually point things out. You're like, shit, how long you been doing this for?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're natural.
Thank you for saying that, though, about my parents being more nefarious than I even thought. Because, girl, I know 50 years, 60 years ago, I would have been lobotomized, okay? Like, that would have been me. I feel grateful because as much as my dad was super MAGA, I'm out there protesting ICE, have been for years. I'm out there BLM, I'm out there for Pride. I've been protesting. I've seen my dad at so many protests on the other side.
Wow.
So it's like I feel grateful that I came out on the other side.
You
know what I mean?
That was powerful coming out on the other side. He's still
Indy,
stuck.
I just want to say real quick, I'll make sure to bring you a plate from the cookout. You are right in my book. I also wanted to say to son of something down there, this handsome brother with this smooth talking ass voice, you keep being you,
I
King.
know it.
Okay,
And I also wanted to say,
Beautiful, right?
lastly,
Well,
there ain't no good goddamn ain't no good goddamn reason as to why we shouldn't be at 100,000 likes yet. See, I don't like to be yelling at people, but that's the only way y'all respond is when angry black men tell y'all to support beautiful black women. So tap the motherfucking screen.
Oh, hey,
There's 119 people in here.
I've been tapping all freaking afternoon, bro.
I believe you. You just sound like a believable person. I don't trust nobody else in here, though. Go ahead and tap the screen.
You calling us
And
out,
you did
bro.
catch me laughing.
I love you, Hector.
I'm gonna be back too. I'm gonna give y'all about 30 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all about 30 minutes, which means I'll be back at 4:42 p.m.
Which is more than
really
enough
too much.
time.
That's really too much, but I'll be nice. And if we're not at 100K likes by then, I'm gonna be back to yell some more.
Yeah, and we'll cut the comments off. I'll definitely cut the comments off. I do want to even to what Saji was saying, us as humans, especially as women, as nurturers, and even children as believers, you want to think somewhere deep down you do love me. You want to think that it can't be all bad. Like maybe you do know when you're trying to be bad, you're trying to be better. And I think the thing that we need to get in our head is if they are like us, that is who they are. Because they'll use those moments to manipulate you just to save their own ass at the end of the day. I'm driving up. No, you're good, Amanda. they'll use those moments to try to manipulate you, and we'll fall for it because we want that love. We want to believe that people can't be this fucked up. No, bitch. If I'm nefarious, bitch, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
And would you want to take your chances?
Mm-hmm.
I remember, Indy, I don't know if this happened to you, and I mean, I'm not white tea, but this happened. I don't know if you ever, were told about like I believe it's the 5th commandment, that you shall honor your parents, and it was
thy mother
used
and thy
so
father.
much. It's like, you shall honor your parents, and I was like, you know what? Let me go study the Bible and figure out if this is a reciprocal thing, because
where it say where you honor the
match.
children?
Right.
Like, what does it say about how you treat your children? Because you should not teach your kids to respect people that disrespect them. You should not teach your kids to love someone that physically abuses them.
Of
You
course.
should not teach your children to be around someone who financially manipulates them. And if that's the environment they're growing up in, then that's what they're going to replicate.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first,
Dean, are you
quote
still
unquote
in
love.
here? Is Dean
I
still in
think
here?
I think Dean left.
Oh.
He might still be here, but I think he said he was leaving.
Okay. Share with Dean. If somebody's seen that Dean said he had to go, don't worry about it. But if he just is not here, share it with them. And Dean, if you are here, come on. Because if I'm not mistaken, is Dean a therapist too?
Oh.
But he's also too, a white man who can speak to that.
Okay, Jess, can I quickly say something?
Yes, of
Before I
course.
hop up? Yeah, you just said is he a therapist too? So I have a slightly out of the box perspective on therapy, and this is from my own study and healing as well. That actually we are all therapists. Yeah, and we're all patients at the same time.
I can
So
see that.
every
I like that.
relationship is actually a student, teacher, therapist, patient relationship. But we don't see it that way because guess what? The white man education has actually made it into a profession where it becomes so limited, right? According to their own indoctrination, where they just tell you all types of things and diagnose you, and eventually you just end up with medication. Rather, if we're seeing it from a higher perspective, we will know that a mother-daughter relationship, a father-son relationship, a son-daughter relationship, and anyone is really a therapy. And who is the real therapist? Is the superconscious. The
Your real
superconscious is
friend.
our higher self. Exactly. Right. And if we are all operating on that level, we can have a manual that we can use to correct our errors, because human beings make errors all the time. But how do we correct it if we are basically using or misusing, for instance, religion, or just like Sad said, many of us, I heard that stuff from my dad, who was a super duper narcissist, where we say, you have to honor your dad. You have to, these are people that basically are abusing you, but then you have to honor them. That is misinterpretation.
Yes.
Right. And that's where the indoctrination comes, especially from the people that begin to label themselves Christians or born again Christians, like, oh yeah, God says you should do this and blah, 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 blah. That is all twisted psychology bull crap. Right? Because there's no God that we actually serve that will punish you. God will correct you though.
Exactly. LA said, could you do an audiobook? Because my God, that voice, okay?
I do voice acting actually.
Oh, I can see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Hey,
You didn't
thank
miss
you
your
for reminding
calling.
me. Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you, son.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you guys.
Oh, sorry. We love you. All love to you too as well. So sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank
I
you so
always do
much.
it
It was
too
amazing.
fucking fast. Yeah. If you give me a follow if you've not done so, tap the screen. Let's continue to tap the screen. We have a gift code that we're working on right now. We need 8 more rosies, I think it is. Also, too, always the best way to support the lives via Cash App and Venmo, which is in the bio. It's I'm Jessica Cymone as well. In case you're looking at it, please feel to add any notes, but you can always just support the love so we can knock out this gift code. I appreciate all the love. We can sit here and have some of these hard, difficult, and sometimes emotional conversations.
Oh, there you go.
Put some coconuts in the chat for Mickey Vicky Amanda. Stop playing with her. Don't play on her top. Okay? Don't play on her top. Let me spray my little. Okay. this is exactly what needs to be talked about. Because again, y'all think black people say, "Oh, keep it in the household, don't tell people what's going on." The same thing is happening, and sometimes much, much worse. Because even when those kids were found from 3 to 15, shrugged in that bunker in Alabama by those eight white people, they were selling them. Not only having sex with them, but also having sex with the animals. We didn't blast that all around, just like when Tyrone stole a lollipop at 6. We don't see that everywhere. Didn't nobody talk about how he's a thug and he has a terrible background and he's ghetto, he's this, he's that. Nobody said anything about that. That is just the minimum. That's just one story. This is just another story. These are things that we need to hear out loud, that other white people need to hear out loud. So no, this is not fucking normal. And even ways that Indy got out. Like what can I do?
I do want to
Blueprints.
just say to people that are considering, they're in a situation where they feel like they can't ever imagine living without their family, their birth family. I just want to say to them that you will think it is, as crazy as that seems, you will feel the same way when you're out and think, I can't believe I stayed so long. I can't believe I didn't choose myself so long. You have to do a lot of forgiveness. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of shame, because that's how narcissism works. You're probably going to do things that you do not, like you probably have done things that now morally do not sit okay with you. And you have to be willing to accept that. I tell people whoever, if a white person tells me that they're not racist, I'm going to sit there and say that you're a liar. We all have racist tendencies, and especially white people. I know that. You can't tell me any different. I don't believe it.
Thank you.
And a lot of white people will, it's something that me and my son honestly talk a lot about, because like I said, I have 50-50 with his dad. His dad is MAGA and everything. And I'm like, you can't tell me that racism against white people exists. Don't think it does. Really don't. Because look at the root of racism. We created it. There's no world that racism exists in that we didn't create. I just think once white people really try to learn about history and not take it so damn personally, because shut the hell up.
Right.
That's the shit that's so annoying to me. It's like, no one's saying you did this, but you should be taking some heat for it. I mean, shit, someone should.
Oh, or even, because you are part of upholding it.
Right.
You think about the things that you have probably said, whether it's a microaggression, macroaggression, you've said or done something. Because something that you said is like, the longer you stay in it, you'll begin to do things that you'll regret. And I think once a lot of times when people start doing things that they regret, it's harder for them to get out, because they're like, oh, well, they understand why I did it, and you don't want to be honest about the things that you did, because it makes you look like a fucked up person. But newsflash, that's just a part of shadow work, period.
Yeah, that's narcissistic abuse that you are existing in, and it's rooted in shame. It's rooted in shame, because every time you try to get out of it, no, that's me. I'm a bad person. I did that. It's like, no, you put it into context, bigger picture here, and you can't get out of it. Like my therapist tells me all the time, you cannot shame yourself out of anything. It doesn't work. It does not work.
Because if you're not honest about it, you're gonna make the same mistakes. Because if you don't be honest about what happened, you're more likely going to do the same thing over. Now, really quick, you guys, there is a song called Mirror by Kendrick Lamar, which is on Miss Miranda Big Steppers, and everybody knows that album is about him pretty much taking us through his therapy sessions, which I think all black men needs to listen to too, because there's a stigma that black men don't need therapy, and yes, the fuck you do. We all do, and it's not a dig on you. We all fucking do.
Everyone does, yeah.
but it's called Mirror. And then the chorus goes something like, I choose me, I'm sorry. And it talks about choosing yourself. And even when you fucked up, and even if you fucked up towards somebody else, like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to come work on me. And it could seem fucked up, but if I don't, I'm just going to tear you down some more. I have to choose myself at some time. I love that song. Hector, it's one of my favorite. I choose me, I'm sorry. I choose me, I'm sorry. Anyways, I did want to ask you one more question too, though. And then if you guys have a question in the audience, you can put it in thing, and then I'm gonna let a couple more people come up. I see you guys in the
my
queue.
bad. I
Just
feel
give
like
me
I'm taking-
a few seconds before I let you go, though, because I don't want y'all to take away from this conversation if it's not in regards to this right now. You said that he made you marry. What do you mean by that?
He made you marry. Oh, I got pregnant when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm. Before you,
You know,
I'm
the
sorry. Before
crazy
you finish
yeah.
that, do you feel like you had a lot of knowledge of sex and pregnancy, how it's done, how you can get pregnant? Did you have a lot of?
No, I did not know about protection. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
talked about.
Mm-hmm.
My parents did show us pictures of what STDs look
Mm-hmm.
like vulgar it's like very extreme
The
with
one
these
that they try to
people.
scare
That's
you
the one
away.
thing. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
they literally showed us pictures of genitalia with different STDs. Which to me, abuse. Why
Mm-hmm.
are you showing children that? That's weird to me.
I feel like it should be a lot. I think the whole totality should be explained. Just don't throw bumpy dicks. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is sex. This is what it is. This is how it's done. This is how you protect yourself. This is how you get pregnant. This man will do
Yeah.
this.
Never.
All the like basics of it. So you know what's happening when it's happening, and you can stop it and not let other children be like, no, it's okay. If you get on top, you don't get pregnant. If you do
Right.
this, you won't get this. I think it should be explained in its totality and not as just pieces for a scare tactic or something like that.
Right. And I think also, I think consent has a lot to do with it too. I think people need to be talking to their dusty ass kids and sons about consent because it's gross.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you're growing up in like abuse. I've been sexually active since I was 13, very young. And I got pregnant when I was 18 in high school. And the first question my dad asked me when I told him I was pregnant is the father black? The first question. So that should give everyone all the information. So I said no. That in itself was like a joyous thing, which sadly felt to me felt like fake connection with my dad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But now just looking back, it's like that's actually absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm. But
That's
I
so
get
gross.
that, just the way you was brought
Yeah.
up and not having really feeling like you connected, like damn, did I do something right finally? Almost.
Yeah. So my dad was just like, well, my dad was in the Air Force for 23 years. He said he's gonna join the Air Force. You guys are gonna get married, and that's it.
And
In our
even
house, you went to college or you joined the military. So me being a military wife was like second best. To them, that was the best I could have done with my life.
was get married or get married to
And
somebody in
have
the
children.
military?
Oh yeah, and have children. My dad told me that it was selfish of me to not want any more children. And this is when I was like 23, going through my divorce from my abusive ex-husband. I don't think I can mentally have any more children. And everyone who knows what that means, they know.
I ain't got kids, and I know what the fuck you mean. Y'all got
Yeah.
15 minutes to get to 100K. Hector's not playing. And then guess what? We're gonna cut these comments off.
Yeah.
We'll go to sub only, actually.
But thank you guys for letting me talk so much. I feel bad for taking up so much time, but I appreciate it.
No, these are this is the shit we need to know. Right? These are the conversations I had planned to invoke. Not only for me, but for other white people. They know what's going on.
They do, and
but feel
they
alone.
really do.
Because they also portray that that's only happening in the black family. But that's why I say that it's important for them to keep us divided, because when you hang around the propaganda, when we hang around each other, you get to see that the propaganda is a lie. When they say, "Oh, only black people don't have this and don't have that and don't have that," and then you hang around them and they do, and they tell us, "Oh, white people have this, this, that, and that," and then you hang around them and they don't. Oh shit! You start putting two and two together. We start to put two and two together. So I think these conversations I am going to bring up somebody at any point where
Not
you
like us. They not
hey,
like us.
we
They
got
not
a
like us.
subscription.
Yes, I did subscribe.
Shots on coconuts for Indy is a new subscriber. Welcome to the royal family, baby. We are all kings and queens. Okay. And anytime you see one of your kings and queens and their crown is slipping, they're having a bad day, remind them who the fuck they are. Okay. I was gonna let up egg somebody, you guys. I don't know who that is. But if you want to come back up, I seen people in the panel. I mean, in the thing. If you want to say something, so if you have any questions too, if you guys had any questions, Janae or Saji.
I wanted to ask her because I kind of came in. I don't know how long she had been on the panel before.
Not
I came
like
in.
us. They not like
But
us.
was
They
CPS?
not
I'm
like
sorry,
us.
shout out to Amanda. Thank you for that subscription. Just more coconuts. Go ahead, Saji.
W Amanda. I was saying I don't know how late I walked in, but I didn't hear if she said if CPS was ever called.
Girl, no. Never.
Mm.
My dad was in the military. That was like par for the course. I didn't know kids that weren't getting beat.
Mm.
I mean, truthfully, we talked about it like war stories at school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all talked about war stories at school. Y'all parents?
Like our parents, yeah. Do you know? It was just like everyone was dealing with that stuff, like the extremism of it all.
It was normalized.
It was so normalized, yeah.
Like, oh, everybody's doing it. We're not gonna call CPS. And then I seen someone else.
And I'm a '90s kid, so I don't know what that says.
And then even therapy, I know therapists are supposed to tell, in which if it was a little black kid, we know they'd have said he stole a lollipop or a peppermint or a toothpick from a restaurant.
I know.
Or whistle at a white woman. Rest in peace, Emmett. But then just like one of the school unalivers who had been telling his therapist how he glorified it and how he planned to do it for so long. Hey, KGR, how he planned to do it for so long. And then nobody said anything, and he did it. How when you are white, they don't give a fuck what. That's why I don't care about the whole trans thing. It's all about your race, because he made a video about it. Nobody flagged it. Nobody said anything. Y'all didn't care. You don't care. Yeah, all right.
No, you don't care.
Yeah. You don't
They
care
don't
about
want
your
to.
own.
No, they don't want to stop. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an inconvenience. It's a different way of living. It's a mindset change. They can't be bothered, and that's also a part of white privilege. And that's something me and my dad fought about constantly. He would say it was racist towards white people for me to even say that we had white privilege.
What?
I mean, that's how it's like, I can't even talk to you.
What would make you even prompt you to talk about like white privilege? Or say something
Oh, I
to
mean, we
him,
would
like
argue all the time because he would constantly get pulled over for driving like an absolute lunatic, like crazy, and he would never get tickets because he's a veteran and he's white. I said, that's white privilege. I mean, 1,000%. Are you kidding me? He's like, no, I'm just a respected member of society. Okay, racism. And I would be like, that's racist. And he's like, how is that racist? I'm like, the fact that you can't see that's racist, I don't know how to help you.
Yeah.
Like,
don't want to
I mean, yeah.
Don't want to change it.
Even me going to, I mean, we really, rest in peace, George Floyd, but that's when we really broke up our family ties. Yeah, I was just going to protest. They didn't agree, and I posted something about abolishing the police because ACAB all day. And
shout out to Alina who has ACAB merch all over her Etsy shop too. And the next auction will be auctioning off like $100 gift cards to her
Okay.
Etsy shop.
Yes.
Mm.
That's fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, ACAB, because and they didn't like that. They, were like, we can't be a part of your life, and I called my dad a Nazi, and that was it. It was
Mm. Hey, what do you say that
the
George
end.
Floyd deserved it?
Oh, the basic racist white people stuff. He should have listened to the police.
Mm-hmm. He don't listen. He keep speeding through the streets. And I feel like also too, especially poor white people, especially not I'll still, but especially that want to uphold the supremacy and so they can hold on to that white privilege. Especially poor white people, that's the last thing they have to hold on to feel good and have a leg up in society. Because I was talking about how Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and even Arkansas, being some of the poorest, like, uneducated states, and y'all vote red consistently, that have
It's
not
sad.
done anything for you. Why
It's
do the
so
states that
sad.
are vote blue, why are they thriving? Why do people have money? Like a good portion of the people in the state have money.
I have a hard time having empathy for maggots at all, honestly.
Same.
At this point, especially if you're 2 turns, 10 toes down, you can get the middle finger. But I
Mm-hmm.
just that's it. That's these people that are doing this. These YTs, mass unalivers. They're emboldened.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. They think it's okay, and they've thought it's okay this entire time because of violence against other people, because of how you feel, because you can't process your emotions, has been passed down to them. I get, like, every time they say that he was raised so right, he was so normal. No, your version of normal, weird. Don't want
Yeah.
it.
You're not weird as fuck, okay? Here's are being, of course, because damn oppressed white. They want to be though. We used to say they want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. That's an understatement. They want our blues so bad. They want to be. They can't pick a struggle. They want to be oppressed, but they don't want to lose their white privilege. They want to say,
The
"Oh,
Democrats.
the unaliving yesterday was an attack on Catholicism, and Christianity, and Christians should be." Because even Donald Trump ran on saying that he's going to have an anti-task force against people who discriminate against Christians. But then you want to get rid of discrimination altogether against race
Make
and
any sense.
religion. But then now I can't discriminate. You want them to discriminate against your Christians because you want to fight back. You want to be oppressed. We're having
They want to enact violence. That's what they want to do.
yes,
That's
and they
why
know
these
a lot of
task
them don't
forces
have a
are
lot to
being.
lose either.
Yeah. Yeah. Free Palestine. That's right. Free Palestine.
Assalamu alaikum. Did I say it right?
That was really good.
That was really
That was cute. But yeah, I mean, part of that is too that kind of came in time, like at the right time. Part of it is he's trying to copy the I State Izzy, Oh, let's talk about being anti-Sam. Let's talk about anti-Sam attacks. Let's not talk about the fact that we're oppressing people, okay? Let's just talk about how Christianity is under attack. So Christianity is
Like, be so for real.
Bitch, you better call Jesus, ho. Remember?
I
He will
know.
save
Seriously,
everything.
call a friend, I guess, because figure it the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know
I would
what?
like to ask the audience.
The crazy part too is they're forgetting how many people have religious trauma, how many people have been touched by pastors, priests, fucking altar boys, whatever the hell it is. Now you're gonna put that into the school. What do you think people are gonna do? They're gonna get that now. There's no, there's no Medicaid. People can't go to therapy like as easily. You're criminalizing homelessness. You're pushing religion, bro. It's like the perfect combination to push everyone to the freaking extreme. And then when extremist acts happen and when people are getting unalive and injured, now who the hell are you going to blame? Because you're trying to blame they were trying to blame it on, they said, oh, it says Free Palestine on there. It said the LGBTQ was represented in there. It said F Donald Trump, so let's blame the liberals. Like, everything but to blame the white tea. And when are we gonna get to the bottom of this?
Y'all
Because it's
keeping us
always
in-
Chicago, the immigrants, the this, but it's never it's never them, bro.
My thing is, because we're in a world of shit, because white people can't take accountability for so fucking long. We can't even get a sorry for slavery and a little bit of reparations, some type of reparations. You don't even want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about some of the countries that we've invaded for our own personal gain, because we did it for our own personal gain. You don't want to talk about none of that shit. You just want to cover it up. Oh, it's their fault. They fault.
And you know what's crazy too? Even when we go back to
Hold on really quick.
Hold
on really quick.
We did it, Joe.
We did it, Hector.
We did it, Joe. He's about to come up here screaming.
He sure was about to get your head, boy.
He said 100K as soon as he came up. I said, how could the unmute say, hold on. We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. Shout out to Hector. He said, I can go back doing what I'm doing real quick, yo. You know what it is. All right, let's work our way up to 150, y'all.
All right. Y'all have one job. I not so politely asked, and y'all did it. And I keep my promises. We hit it with 3 minutes left to spare, so I'm not going to come back up here and yell at all. But I do have another statement to make. Why did it take me to come up here to get y'all to support Black women? Can y'all answer that question for me? It should have been done when the 92% asked for it to be done. They didn't need me. So maybe take a moment to look inward and look at yourselves and answer why y'all don't listen to Black women and the cost of what happened the last time we didn't. All right? Actually, not even the last time, throughout fucking history. So let's go ahead and do better in that regard. And I'm going to be watching closely for 150K likes, but I'm going to give y'all some more time. It's okay. And with that being said, before I drop down from this panel, there's a gift goal up there. Just in case you don't understand what Jessica Cymone has been up to, it's called We Are What's Left. It's an organization she's getting together alongside myself and other creators to get the word out for the immediate midterms and the foreseeable future and betterment of all people, specifically the Black or African American community across the United States and abroad. So I'm going to need you guys to do your best to support that as well. I sent 10 because I'm broke. I ain't got shit else. And I know y'all got more than me. So if I can get all 108 of you, you know what?
Your money is tied up in investments. Your money
yes, my money is tied up in investments right now, but the investments allotted me about 10 to give. So we're going to refresh in the next week.
So you guys, make sure y'all back there. Let's work as a team. We have 110 people in here. Everybody send $5. We can literally knock this goal out immediately. If we want to keep having conversations like this and live streams like this, unless y'all want me to go away. I'm assuming that if you don't, then you guys don't want me to go away and you guys don't want me to do lives anymore.
I've seen a lot of people in here say they're worried about like school mass unalivings. I would say you can. Oh, sorry. I see in here that people are worried about mass unalivings at schools. And I would say to them that you can combat this by having these conversations with your white friends, family, children. Talk to your kids.
Please, y'all. Please. Friends, family, cousin, brothers, husbands.
Be annoying about it. Make it your personality. Who cares?
Sispins, you know.
Sispins is crazy. All right, link is in the link tree in her bio on the Tickety Talk to make sure you show your support in all the different ways that you can. I am Jessica Cymone. No, it's I'm Jessica Cymone. I'm Jessica Cymone. At least on the blue app. I don't know what the green app is. She'll tell you.
I'm Jessica Cymone. It's the same. And thank you, Hector. Not Hector. Thank you, Naquan, for the $5. It says W Hector. Drop some coconuts for Naquan.
No, that's not good enough. If you're a Black man and the Black man started off with 10, you got at least past 10. You should have sent 11. Send 6 more, Naquan.
Yeah, y'all love to do that dick fight. Do it right now. We got 10. Anybody got 20?
Go lesser than a Black man. That's crazy. So send 6 more, Naquan. And that's how we're going to do it for the Black race. All right, bye.
All right, thank you so much, Hector. I love y'all. Appreciate you. Is it Iggy Tour? I don't know.
Yeah. I got a question for the topic. Like, is indoctrination of white children the cause of mass 11? Like, that's confusing. Like, I don't really understand it. You know? Can you explain it?
Do you think the indoctrination of white children, the things that they force their children to believe and grow up as and should be, do you think that has play a big part in causing them to grow up in
No.
mass and alive?
No, I think more white individuals have more mental, like very crazy mental. Like I feel like I don't know. I just think white people have more like crazy or more like serial killers and stuff like that.
Serial unalivers. Marks and queso. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for having these conversations. That's so
Yeah,
important.
but
And
like
they
you see
are.
what I mean? They're more like mental,
Coconuts for
like
Marks, yeah.
they're
Go
more
ahead.
like insane. You know, they
Do you
have
think it's
more insane
genetic?
thoughts. Yeah, I think some. I mean, there's more white people in America, so it's probably going to be more likely that they are going to be more mentally insane because there's more white people in America. You know, I don't think they get taught.
Naquan, thank you for the $6 for Super L Hector. I'm hollering. Thank you, Naquan. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't think they get taught to like do mass unalivings though. I don't think.
You think that because there are more. Oh, what up, Tip? How you been, love? You think that because there are more white people, they have to be more insane? I don't.
I
I'm
mean,
not negating the fact that they probably have some type of, especially white boys
yeah,
have some
like
type of insane gene or something like that. But I don't think that's directly equated to how many white people are here.
yeah, but like also white people have on average more like Down syndrome and other stuff like that, like other mental you could say anything, and I think mass unalivings, like people being serial unalivers, like it has to do something with their genes, But I don't think they get taught this. Like I don't think it's like indoctrination.
Are you white?
No.
So do you have an idea what goes on in the white household?
No.
Do you think that if you are taught a lot of hate and rage and experience a lot of abuse, that can also contribute to you wanting to do it to other people?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Right. So they have a history too of having abuse in the house and rage and hate and racism and passing it on to their children. Angel, thank you for the $5 for manifesting wealth and prosperity, baby. I receive every little bit of that. Okay, coconuts in the chat for Angel as well. Hey, skeptic, welcome in, love.
Can I comment on that? Can I comment on something he just said, or well, something you just said? We were like, as far as being taught hate and abuse in households. Let's take the abuse part out of it, right? Just for the sake of the conversation, they abused our ancestors. They still abuse us to this day. The police do, right? And we are still not a violent people. Okay, so like y'all, come on. But the black kids are getting beat. They're impoverished, and they still not doing mass pews. So we can talk about people being abused all day, or we can let's really address it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get off of abuse because it's Hispanic, it's Latinx kids getting abused, Asian, and they're not the mass pewers, right? So let's take that part on out. Okay, and I just wanted to comment on that just from what Iggy was just saying.
Yeah. So also too, I think it's important to the factors of hate, rage, and racism. Hate, rage, and racism for sure. But yeah, they have a history of this and being taught, and just not only from the story we just heard, some of the cases that we've come across, depictions, even JD Vance's Hillbilly book story, where in which he talks about his that abuse, his mom being a sea head, stealing Fenty from the hospitals, all the stuff. Like they have a history of this. And making them believe something that is not necessarily true.
I feel like this all in all races as well, not just white. It's also in black households.
Thank you, Amanda.
That's not racism. What you're talking about. So
No, I'm not saying it's racism because you guys think it's.
But you said all races, and then you said like black people.
Yeah, it could be all racist. Yeah,
we're not racist. No, so that's what I'm correcting.
No, I'm saying though, like she just said, the host just said that like it could contribute to parents like because they're like on drugs, something like that, like abuse, something like that. And I feel like that goes on with every household.
No, my parents weren't on drugs.
Not every household, but like it doesn't matter what race you are. Like if you experience those things, I don't think it matters. Like
no, okay. So the race. So you know what? Let's say this, because we taking out abuse and we taking out shrugs. What's left is racism, rage, and hate. Racism, rage, and hate. Religion, paired to it, and manipulating religion. Hey, Indy! Thank you for the $15. Thank you for letting me. Of course, baby. Thank you so much for sharing it. That's what I be wanting to have these conversations because I want to. Hold on one second. I want to provide a space for the transparency and honesty, and I'm glad that you were able to come in here and have this conversation with us so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Get some coconuts in the chat for Indy, y'all. You said you was about to ask a question.
So religion has something to contribute with whites mass unaliving. Religion has something to do with it.
No, I'm saying like and part of their indoctrination is their religion, their God, their hate, and their racism, right? So in their religion, to them, especially if you're evangelical, they think it's okay to have slaves. You think it's okay to have black people slaves. It's okay for them to think they're superior. Princess, thank you. How you doing, beautiful? It's okay for them to think they're superior. So if not only am I telling you there's another race that's less than you. You can never date these type of people. You can't have babies by them. You can't marry them. They damn near don't want you talking to them. You're better than them. And then you go to school and they're cool as fuck. They are better than you. They're beating you in grades. They're beating you in sports. Like, damn, I thought I was
about white people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That says white children. All of these things that they tell you that you're supposed to be and you're better than, and then come to find out you're not. And then you talk about religion, you got to do this, you're going to go hell. Maybe they want to be GAY because we know that most of the majority Republican Party is white as well, but they also were the ones breaking Grindr. They also are usually the ones mostly in the closet, right? So because of religion, it can't be who they are. They don't know who they are. It's a lot of reconstructing and deconstructing, reconstructing from their parents and then trying to deconstruct and having that tug of war with your family too, not wanting to be ostracized. There is a lot of different factors in their indoctrination because indoctrination is not just one thing. It's a way that they want you, things that they want you to believe. And when it's not true, that could be a lot to cope with, especially if you have done some heinous things in the name of what your parents taught you and to find out it's not right.
Yeah, but like, how does that like contribute to mass unalivings? Like that's
okay. Let me because I think you're confused on the topic. We're talking about mass unalivings, right? Statistically speaking, white children are the perpetrator. White males are the perpetrator of this crime. So we're speaking on white people because statistically, the data shows they're the perpetrators of this. Okay, so that's why we're speaking on that part because that's the topic.
But like, have you realized that these serial unalivers have been diagnosed with like stuff that they were born with, diagnosed with mental
Who created that system? Who created that system? The whites.
No, I'm saying that's how most.
Yes, who created the mental health system though? Who came up with all the mental illnesses?
I don't think that's just something in their genetics.
No. I don't. Just answer the question. Who came up with all the mental illnesses?
What do you mean? Who came up with it? America did. Like America and.
Oh my goodness!
Y'all gonna say white people? Y'all gonna say white people?
Well, I'm asking you a question. If the answer is white people, then you say white people. That's the answer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And here's the thing, just his following list, I put it in the comments a few times. His following list is disgusting and extremely racist. So I'm just kind of waiting to see when he's gonna drop the word of the people that he's following. But here's the thing, right? Majority of those people that are even on the screen that are behind Jess, none of them, like the majority of them, did not have a diagnosis, so-called diagnosis, before getting convicted of a mass unaliving. That was just the excuse that they chose to come up with because they couldn't say that they did a mass unaliving based on the fact that they were white. So they came up and they came up and used a little band-aid called mental illness and slapped it on them. Realistically, majority of them, again, I'll repeat this, majority of them did not have a previous diagnosis prior to them committing a mass unalivement. And to be honest, it won't even say that on the articles. They will come up and say, oh, little Timmy was a great student.
What
Part
happened?
in football, in an arts class. He had a golden doodle. Yeah, he had a golden doodle which he walked every Wednesday after school, and he served lunch for the old ladies' home. All this bullshit, and then at the very end, we think he had a mental crisis. Do you think that Black and brown people don't have so-called mental diagnosis? They still don't walk around with a pew and go to a school and take out a classroom full of 6-year-olds. It doesn't happen. It only happens to your race in particular, and I wonder why. But you haven't yet figured it out. Is it maybe because every country and every place that you go to, you cause destruction? Is it because the only thing that you have invented in this earth is weapons of mass unaliving? Is it because everywhere you went, you couldn't come up with a fucking recipe or a way to scrub your elbows and knees, but you came up with a way of how to take the head off of a child quicker? Come on,
Wait,
wake
who
the
you
hell
saying
up.
that follows? First of all, who you saying that follows someone that's racist? Who you saying that I follow?
Give me 1 second. I got you. Welcome in, Danny and Skeptic. Skeptic, I know you haven't had a chance to say anything as well, and then I want to hear from Danny.
Hey, I did want to say it's a little wild that we're on this topic, and the fact that still when we look at numbers, police officers and law enforcement are more likely to stop and search a Black or brown man than they are a white teen man, even with all the people that are behind Jess. And also, speaking of serial unalivers, that's one that we also don't talk about. So white teen men are more likely to do those type of slimes and also to do SA against children and women. But at the same time, when we see those white teen men come in, we see them as non-threatening, when in reality, we should see them as the most threatening.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Danny, welcome in. How are you, love?
I'm good, sis. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored, as they say.
Aren't we though? So I just want to add a little bit to the conversation. I think when Iggy is asking these questions and you state that don't all of these people have some mental disorder? And I think that you're confusing mental health issues, which most of us have some sort of mental health issues. We all live in the United States of America. We got plenty of reasons to have mental health issues in this country, right? But there's a difference between having a mental health issue and having a disorder that leads someone to perpetuate a mass unaliving. And what we know is that, excuse me.
1 second.
Yep, I'm going to finish. Yeah. So if you go to the National Library of Medicine and you look at an article that was published even in 2015, okay, there are 3 assumptions that are generally made after a mass unaliving happens. The first is that mental illness causes G violence, pew-pew violence. The second is that psychiatric diagnosis can predict pew-pew crime before it happens. 3, that U.S. mass shootings pew-pewings teach us to fear mentally ill loners. And 4, because of the complex psychiatric histories of mass pew-pewers, gun control, quote unquote, won't prevent another one. And while individually, in certain cases, these could be true in one set of circumstances, what we know is that the data and the literature does not suggest that that is actually accurate. Mental health issues are not what caused someone to go and create a mass unaliving. If that were the case, we'd be doing it every single day and there'd be a whole lot more of us. But what we do see though is that in both mass and serial unalivings. Largely, the people who perpetuate those crimes tend to be YT males between the ages of 24 and 40 years of age. And so you have to begin to ask yourself, why is that the case?
I agree. And that's why I'm like, it's important. We can't keep putting band-aids and like, we need more security. We need this. Like, let's get to the root of why are you even thinking like this? What does your home look like?
Hey, Dan, the historian, shouldn't be allowed to say that.
What?
He said, I'm the next one, probably. That's problematic for the live.
Don't say that. Don't say that, Dan. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Love you, Dan. Don't say that. Don't say but like I think that's important to get down to the root. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the indoctrination, because the projection on like, oh, black people this, black people that, black people that, and we know the crimes that they commit, but what about all the stories we don't know about? Like, even all these children, how are your parents treating you? Even though I'm not want to judge a book by its cover, but like your mama keep telling you ain't gonna be shit. But the different things that they experience in the house that cultivate them, along with religion, along with how they feel about racism, not only the rage that they display against other people, their mom, the misogyny, the children. Like Indy in here, shout out to Indy. I'm only repeating this because you repeated it, you said it on the live, but just talking about her parents who were abusive. Some of the we get a whooping, it's a chancla or a belt, or go get me a switch. They come up with creative ways to be evil, making them hold their hands on the hot water heater and bend over while I spank you with a paddle with holes in it because it'll move faster. Beating the one kid because you lied about eating it so you could see him get beat for your lying. Like, these are things that they do that we don't get to hear and talk about it. She said that when she got pregnant, is he not, the first question, is he black? Get mad when she bring up the white privilege. He gets pulled over all the time and never gets tickets because of his white privilege, and get mad when you put like, these are things that we don't see in the house. These type of abuse, whether it be verbally, mentally, emotionally, and then tell you you're gonna go to hell if you don't do what I say. You're gonna burn in hell. Telling the kid they're gonna burn in hell, and honor your parents.
Yeah, I mean, I think that religion is a huge issue in terms of, I mean, let me just, if we're keeping it 100% real, religion is a problem. I call it the weaponization of faith, right? The weaponization of faith is an issue.
Everyone that he hits, it's an automatic sound from the computer. Oh my God. Thank you, Jaden. Draw some coconuts for Jaden. Yeah, I have an automatic. If it's like 500 coins or more, it immediately says, oh my God, to get my attention, because it doesn't.
That's funny.
Hold on 1 second. When she finished, and then you go ahead, Iggy.
Yeah. So, I mean, religion is an issue, not only in terms of mass pupurs and serial and all that, but I mean, Christian Zionism is the reason why we have what's happening in Palestine at the moment, right? Christianity historically has been weaponized to cause harm, right? Whether it's in homes, whether it's in schools, whether it's in Indian boarding schools, for goodness sake. It is a thing. And so, people don't want to, it's one of the reasons why. So I don't know if you know this or not, Jessica, but so when my granddaughter Bella was in the NICU, the nurses were telling me how they were all fighting over who was going to get to be her nurse. When she got brought out of the OR, the neonatologist said, I'm looking for the maternal grandmother. And I said, that's me. And he said, am I understanding correctly that this girl is not only African-American, but she's also Hispanic? And I said, yes. And he said, oh, she's going to be just fine. And I looked at him very puzzled. And he said, the reason why is in the NICU, this is something that medically speaking, they all know, is that minority girls tend to do the best in the NICU. Minority boys tend to be next. White girl babies are next. And then they have, and I'm quoting a neonatologist, this is not Danny Cook's words. The neonatologist told me what they call wimpy white boy syndrome. And though, because those are the babies in the NICU that tend to not do as well. And they talk about it from a generational trauma perspective, because we know that generational trauma is in our DNA. And historically speaking, minority girls have had to fight the hardest to survive. So it is literally in our DNA.
There go your hierarchy right there.
Exactly. And so historically speaking, YT males have had to fight the least hard. Because the society makes away for them, and their ancestors control exactly what YouTube was talking about earlier, right? Whether it's the whether it is medicine, whether it's education, whether it is finance, real estate, whatever it is, they tend to have the power structure over that category. So those folks just they get to fail forward. We do not.
Yep. Every single time. And that's why I always promote Black privilege. Like, they have it because, they give it to themselves. It's important for us to create our own. They have it because they give it to each other. And it's important for us to give it to each other and grant each other grace, opportunities to fill up. Like, if you work at Chick-fil-A, give an extra nugget. I don't know. Everything. Like, in all types of ways, it's important to just remind you that I see you and you deserve a reward today, or a piece of happiness, or a little bit extra, or a second chance. You deserve to be here. You deserve grace, because you only learn usually, from fucking up. And as Black women, we got to be perfect every single time, which is a lot of fucking pressure.
Twice as good.
Yes, to
Add
get
a number
half
to
as
that.
much.
Question.
There Panda, who comes on the live all the time, she's a surgeon, and she said that when a YT man is a doctor to anyone who is not YT, their chances of unaliving goes up. But if your doctor is a Black woman, and it doesn't matter what your race is, your chances of unaliving go down, which is a crazy number to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not surprising. If you look at the study that happened, I want to say in 2016, possibly 2020, but I think it's 2016. There was a study of medical students, first and second year medical students, and about 50 to 60% of them believed that that Black people's nerve endings are less sensitive. They believe that Black people have thicker skin. Like, this is just within the last decade that medical students still believe these lies and these fallacies. It is why Black women have an unaliving rate from being pregnant that's 2.5 times the regular, folks in society. That is why. And so it's because there are still all of these misnomers that are not true about us. And unfortunately, because we aren't the ones that get to write the medical books, and we're not the ones that are teaching most of the time in these medical schools, then, the information is still being, those fallacies are still being perpetuated in medical classrooms.
Hey, Panda. Go figure. Panda just walked in. Iggy, I know you wanted to respond and say something. Go ahead.
Already?
Huh?
Was Panda already in here? We said Panda.
I don't know. It literally said Panda and she popped in.
You can drop me so Panda can come up.
Did you want to come up, Panda? Because she is the Black surgeon that they were talking about. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Let me drop me. Let me drop me. Hold on. Let me drop we are what's left. Have thicker skin. How else could we deal with the hypocrisy in America? Okay. No. Okay. You guys are doing great. Okay. Got you. Iggy, I know you wanted to respond. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you said, host, you said that like just because if you see like a colored person or a Black person, you think they deserve more and stuff like that. Cause
hold on, I'm sorry, Iggy. What are you? What's your race?
I'm Hispanic.
Okay.
Can I offer, Iggy? Can I offer you this, beloved? The way you might phrase that is when you see a person of color, rather than colored people. That language is going to be is going to be received better than the word that you just used. So try people of color or Black and brown people, because I'm not a coloring book. Nobody colored my ass at all.
Yeah, so I think
That's
that
a good
I think that Christianity.
Like, nobody colored me.
Yeah, so I think that Christianity, like how you guys said, that it actually causes like a lot of harm. Like especially religion causes a lot of harm, and I believe actually unites people. more than it creates oppositions, because we get a common ground by religion. But like if you look at other religions that you guys don't talk about, which are way worse than what Christians do, it's kind of like
What are you talking about,
Muslims.
sir?
What
What are
do
you
other
talking about?
religions do?
Muslims, they actually enslaved way more Africans than Christian Europeans did, and they.
Can you tell me how we went from white tea men in America pew-pewing up schools to Muslims? Bitch, where are you from? Espérate. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? You're claiming to be Latino, talking about the word that you said. Where are you from?
I'm making a point. Why are you trying to?
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Can I make a point?
No.
You guys
Where are
keep
you from?
interrupting me.
Hold on. I don't get what
I
Muslims
can't make a
have to
point.
do with that. We're not. Hold on. We're not doing a religion Olympics to see whose religion is the worst.
Never said. I never said.
I know.
That.
No, but I'm just
Christianity
saying.
is bad. You guys
One
said
second.
Christianity is bad.
Hold on.
You
We
said
just
Christianity
we
causes
want to
people
talk
to kill.
about. But the topic is we're talking about like the indoctrination of white children here in America and what is causing the mass unalivings. Considering the fact that we just had one, a school unaliving the other day. Why is it statistically mostly white men that are doing this? Why are they doing it? What parts of the indoctrination? What combination of the indoctrination? Right? That is the conversation. I don't care what other religions are doing. That's not my thing.
So
yes,
I believe that it's scientifically proven that people are psycho and they cause mass unaliving and stuff like that. And you've seen this in 2021 with the Hispanic, he's a Mexican kid from Texas. A Mexican kid from Texas that killed like preschoolers.
unalive.
Bro.
Can you say unalive?
Yeah, unalived preschoolers. Little
That's
kids.
not the
Mexican.
topic. Okay, let me help you. I do understand that there are some Black people, Hispanics, and Asians, and people of other ethnicities, races, religions. I understand that they too have had their part in this here mass unaliving spectrum. We're talking about the majority and who's leading it and why, because it can also be influential to other races, religions, and cultures to feel like it's okay to do, because if this race that is deeming themselves supreme, and other people who are needing that white proximity or just fall into suit thinking that it's okay, it could be influential to others. So if we want to get to a root of a problem, we want to go to the very beginning. The things that make a person who they are is usually the way they are raised, what they were taught to believe, and how they are able to combat that, grow into it. So I think the root of the problem. Hey, Dr. Rhapsody, thank you.
I think the root, some of it may be abusive households.
Well, a lot of people are getting abused, but they're not all school unalivers. Like, what else is the combination of it? Oh yeah, thank you for the $10 that says my Arabic teacher said keep Allah name out your hook me najasa mouth. Don't ask me what the hell he said. I'm a student. Shout out to your Arabic professor. I appreciate you. They said stop talking about them.
Who said that?
Yeah, because I do have to go, and I want to join you so much longer, but I do got to go. But so let me just say this to Iggy, because I can't let it stand. You made a statement about Muslims, and you were trying to attach that faith to violence, and I have to go ahead and correct you very quickly, because Islam is a very peaceful religion. And you can have extremists in any religion.
Christianity is peaceful as well.
Thank you. So Islam is a peaceful religion, and what you are reciting and regurgitating is a white narrative that has been perpetrated in the West for a very long time in an attempt to disparage brown people in another part of the land, because they want all of their resources, as well as their land, and it's something that's simply not true. So if you want to go and take a look at extremism and the use of religion and the weaponization of religion to unalive people, to conquer people, to grape people, to do all of that, I'm going to need you to start at Christianity and then come back to me before we ever get to Islam.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate you. Thank you for
Love
coming
you,
up, love.
sis. You look
Love you
gorgeous.
too. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Nice
you
to
dropped
meet
me,
you,
so I
Danny.
don't.
Later,
Sorry,
Danny.
I always do it too fast. Monique, thank you. Drop some coconuts for Monique in the chat. 1 second for you, Iggy. Daquan, you can't put that. I don't want to display the word on.
That's why.
screen.
Yeah, I removed that. Iggy, can you tell me the difference between race and ethnicity?
Why?
Because you said you're Hispanic when they asked you your race. That's not a race. So again, can you explain to me the difference between race and ethnicity? Because I can be Hispanic as well, and I'm African American, but my race is black, but I can also fall under Hispanic. So again, can you explain to me the difference between race and ethnicity?
Ethnicity is about like kind of specific talking about what country. Race is like a category like white.
That's nationality.
Okay.
So you don't know the difference between race, you don't know the difference between ethnicity, and you don't know the race, you don't know the difference between nationality. This is the problem with it's relative when you try to get on a panel and try to speak
That
about
part, Danny.
things, like when you try to join a panel and you try to speak on things that involve race and indoctrination, and you don't know the difference between the three simple things. So your ethnicity would be African if it was me, or Haitian, Jamaican, things of that nature.
That's a nationality.
Sorry for the
No,
caption.
those are actually no. See, this is the problem. Those are actually ethnicity. No, because see, listen to me. You have Jamaica, and then you have Jamaican.
Yes.
That's nationality and ethnicity. This is the problem when y'all try to join panels and you
said Jamaican. You didn't say Jamaica. You said
no. I said Jamaican.
Oh my God, y'all.
Jamaica is the place. Jamaican is the people. See, difference between nationality and ethnicity. You should not be joining a panel if you don't know that difference and you try to speak on this stuff.
Nah, I just came back to be messy. I ain't gonna cap Naquan. You put a hard R on Jamaica. That was crazy. Bro said in Jamaica. I was like, I bet you're home. All right, bye. I'm sorry.
You know I'm from Brooklyn. See, this is why it's always El Hector.
I'm hollering, y'all.
He acting like he don't know I'm a Brooklyn boy. So Iggy.
I just screams. I'm hollering. Okay.
You know I'm a Brooklyn boy, man.
No baby daddy slender. Okay, my bad. Oh yeah.
So Iggy, it's either you would be like Afro Latino or white Hispanic or something of that nature. So your phenotype, what do you pass as?
In Hispanic countries, especially.
No. Here. We talking about here.
Sometimes we always need a little laughter moment, relief.
We talking about here, Iggy. So if a cop see you, what would they think you are?
Latino.
¿Tú hablas español?
Okay, so are you Latino or Hispanic? I had this conversation with people of the diaspora, so let's answer that question. Are you Hispanic or Latino?
Latino is like involving like Brazil, but Brazil.
I asked what you were. I didn't need you to break it down for me.
Both.
Okay.
Okay, so are you Christian?
Yes. Catholic.
One of the worst parts. One of the worst
Hold on,
parts.
y'all. Are you a victim of Catholicism?
No, but I could see how people can be victims.
Because I think there are a lot of children who are victims of their priests. Historically. Again, facts and just data.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Right. So do you feel like that could, when you're trying to, I guess, live this Christian life or whatever, and it can kind of go against some of the things that you believe? How does that make you feel?
Yes. I agree with you. It does go, like, it's hard to,
So do you think the indoctrination of white children is the cause of the mass unalivings?
Wait, can you say it again? I was like lagging.
It's the question up top. You don't see us? We see you.
Wait, nah. My stuff just cut out like for like a couple of seconds.
No,
Can
the
you just
question
repeat?
at the top. That's all I asked.
Oh, so I'll say no.
What? And you just think that they're psychopaths?
Yes, and white, since white genetics have more like.
Y'all probably couldn't
I
see me
think
because
being psychopaths could align with that genetic that they have.
it went
And
out.
also the household
connection.
could.
I gotta
could
stop
enforce
you.
it.
Can I please comment on
The
this because
household.
you
Wait,
keep
can I
you
finish?
keep
Can I finish? And I
not
feel like
really.
the
I
household
really don't
can.
want you to.
Iggy, I
really
gotta
don't want
stop
you
you,
to.
Iggy,
And I
because
feel like.
Down
Wait, can I finish
syndrome.
yours still?
No,
Hold on, y'all.
because
I lost
Down syndrome is not
service, so
mental
I
illness.
missed everything. What?
He called Down syndrome a mental illness. He called ADHD
No,
a
I
mental
never said
illness.
that. I never
Yes,
called
you
that.
did.
Yes, you
Yes, you
did.
did.
Yes, you
No. I said
did.
like
Yes, you did.
Hold on. 1 second. If everybody could please mute up for me really quick.
No, I said the white
No,
gene
Iggy,
contains
you
these
too.
things.
I need you to mute too, please.
Okay.
Let me see if we could. Indoctrination. Oh, here we go. What? Oh shit. I'll see if I can kind of see what the fuck just happened. Look at that. Look at that. We can replay it.
Why?
Because you said you Hispanic.
Because
For
I
example,
did lose
like
a little service.
yes. For example, like depression, anxiety, like
Oh.
more white
Go
Hold on.
folks.
Is you talking right now or is this on the
Go
thing?
on mute, Iggy. Iggy, go on mute.
Let me finish my.
Iggy, no,
Okay,
go on mute.
so
Oh, you trying to overtalk the facts. No. Don't stop. Mute up.
it can kind of
Okay, yeah.
go
So
against some of the things that you
anxiety,
believe.
depression,
has a
more
big
white
deal.
folks have this type of like it's hard to, you know.
So yeah. So do you think the indoctrination of white children is the cause of the mass unalive? Let me see. Get a little closer.
Finish yours still?
No.
Hold on, y'all.
Because
I lost. Right there. Oh, we lost service. That's why I didn't hear. Y'all probably couldn't see me because
being psychopaths could align with that genetic that they have.
it went
And
out.
also the household
connection.
I gotta stop you.
Can I please comment on?
Because Janae said, "Bitch, no." The fuck is you saying? Even if they have more depression, more this and more that, why? What is it about their household and what they are taught to believe that is making majority of them unalivers?
I think majority of white families face more problems in their household.
They face the people who the system,
not
the people
aligning
who
with
created the
racism,
system,
though.
and the system was created for face more problems. The oppressors, they face more problems.
The household actually
oppressors,
enforces
the oppressors, the people who created the system face more issues.
Sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you for the $5. Does he practice safe sex?
Iggy, I'm gonna be real with you, Iggy. You're a white boy.
Try some coconuts with oil
You're
in
a
the
white.
chat.
You're a white boy, and you don't want to say that you're a white boy. That's why you keep saying
Why
you're a
you not?
white boy. If you get stopped by the police, you're a white boy. If the government see you, you're a white boy.
Hold on.
Just lying. I'm not white.
Okay, you don't sound white either.
Yeah, you said you're Hispanic and
I'm
Latino.
not white. I'm
That's
Latino.
what you said.
But you're
You
white
said you're
passing.
Hispanic
You're
and
white
Latino.
passing.
I gotta be white too.
Yes, it's like this
I use
is
that
this.
ideology.
But hold on, IG, because this really, if there's one thing that bothers me about Latinos when they do this, is the fact that you cannot be honest with I don't care if you're from Brazil, Chile, Venezuela. White people went to Latin America after WW2. A bunch of Germans went to Argentina. So like, what are you talking about? You can be Latino from wherever you can be from Brazil and be white passing. Your pheno presentation could be white and therefore you have white privilege too. When you get stopped by the cops, they don't think that you're Latino. That's why you can't answer the question. Be freaking for real. Unless you look indigenous or you can trace back where your lineage comes from, more than likely you're white passing. So stop with all that. That's crazy.
I got dark hair and I got brown complexion of my skin.
The fact that you couldn't answer the question when they were asking you tells me what I need to know. I'm Latina and I look YT. I know what they're talking about. So for you to be disingenuous like that is wild.
Wait,
especially looking at the Latino community, what they're going through, and the fact you stand here, you got privilege. I can tell by the way you're speaking.
I don't got privilege.
If not, you wouldn't be speaking that way.
I'm
That's
sorry.
crazy.
Dark hair is not like a identifying marker for race. I don't know why you just said that. This is why you should not join panels unless you actually know the stuff you're talking about. Because it's people like you that are a danger to society. It's people like you. You are a white passing male in America. In Brazil or Mexico or somewhere else, they might not see you that way. But here, you are a white man. Your phenotype would align with being white. This is the reason I asked you the difference between the three. This is why, because most of y'all get up here with your whole chest and try to say it's not white people, it's not white people. I'm Hispanic. It's not white people. Y'all don't know the difference between the three.
Mm-hmm.
You can be an indigenous Latino, yes, but you never said that. You just keep saying, I'm Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. I'm Hispanic.
No, he said he was Hispanic and Latino.
No, yeah,
You know the crazy thing here.
And then he said he was Latino. Then he said I'm Hispanic and Latino. Got it.
So let's go
They
back
say
to the
he's
fact.
Spantino.
What the fuck?
All I needed to know is what you said. I can tell you already. I can tell you that you're a white complected Latino. I can tell you.
I promise you.
Listen, let's go back real quick to the fact that this man follows a disgustingly racist account.
I was actually
That he refused. Que te
debating
calles la
with
boca. Que te calles la
I
boca.
followed him so I could keep my
I've
life
been
so I keep
quiet.
debating.
Cállate.
I followed him
Shut
so I
up.
could keep debating. I don't agree with his ideology at all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, she's talking. Mute up. She's talking. Mute up.
My God.
I have to be respectful and not mute you because the host been telling us not to do that lately because I go crazy with it. I don't like the over talking. Mute up. Let her finish, and then you would get a chance.
Yeah.
So put your mic on mute.
I also asked him, where is he from? Latin America is large, okay? Some of us have never been to the countries that are considered to be Latino countries, right? So I'm asking you where the fuck you from. You can't answer that. This is why you want to be white tea Latinos are pathetic. You are a cheap hoe. Matter of fact, you're a free hoe. You're coming up here defending these white tea psychopaths talking about, I just feel like they got it hard at home. How the hell they have it hard at home? They are the people that came up with this system. They are the people that are keeping us out of the system. Let me remind you of something. You and every single person in the United States wouldn't even have student loans to pay if it wasn't for the fact that white people didn't want black people to also get free college. That's the reason why now you have student loans. I got student loans. Janae's got student loans. Dane's got student loans. Jess got student loans. We all got motherfucking student loans because they were greedy. They were greedy and they were racist and they didn't want us to have it too.
Wait, you're
right?
Latino, right?
That's the thing. ¿Me dejas hablar o qué chingada madre? Okay? This was our land. Okay? Cállate. This was our land. These people came here with literal crust between their butt cheeks. Okay? They came here with so much disease. Let them not fool you. They didn't come here beating our asses with their bodies. They weren't stronger than us. They were so filthy, they unalived us with their crust and their disease. They don't have it hard. They don't have it hard. They've never had it hard. They made it hard for everyone else and then realized they made it hard on everyone else. And then when the race was over and they realized that black women are still the most educated demographic in this country, despite all of the hurdles they put, when they looked back and they realized, then they looked at themselves in the mirror and realized, well, damn, even though we did all of this shit, we still didn't fucking win. Now imagine what that must feel like. But guess what? I still don't give a fuck. I don't care what they're going through at home because they still got access to healthcare and they would still have even better access to healthcare if they hadn't done what? Voted in for racism. If they hadn't voted for racism, they could have gotten free healthcare
for their so-called psychopathy and their so-called paranoia that they got that causes them to go and blow up an entire classroom full of children. But again, they voted in for racism. How am I or anybody that has any kind of melanin in their skin supposed to feel bad for them? The only reason 300 people were unalived in a flood in Texas was because of racism, because they said we don't want to take money from a black man. Because they said we don't want to use this money to prevent a tragedy from happening to us. We want to use it to keep the brown people out. And I'm supposed to sit here and feel bad? Hell no. Our ancestors are calling us. And they are going to get what they deserve and what is coming. And we're going to sit here and we're going to thrive off of our sopitas de fideo.
I got a question.
¿Cuál es tu pregunta?
Go ahead. And then I'm going to get to
español.
Michelle because I'm going to have to go. I got to get on the road, y'all. I know.
My question is that, like, you know, there's white people also in Latin countries like Mexico that actually have way more money in Mexico, but y'all don't complain about it. There's also
the people in Mexico are complaining about it. They're getting their ass the fuck up out of there.
Very much so complaining.
They're very, they're getting them the fuck up out of there.
Also, what do you think I'm supposed to complain about if I live in America about what? Hello?
As fuck,
It sounded like it's your listen. I need you to stop engaging in conversations you're not equipped to deal with. You sound like a pity rattling in a fucking can. Okay, you came in here and said, "Hey, listen, black woman talking." So this was happening is you're not engaging with what the topic was, and you're deflecting. I'm not sure why you white passing. I'm not sure why you white passing or white people come up here and you never you feel very you feel very offended by the data of white statistics and want to bring up other things. I need y'all to focus. I know how hard that might be to realize shit is fucked up about you. Why you spew the hate, because you talked about Islam, which I don't necessarily know much about, but I know a lot about Christianity. You motherfuckers have gone country to country to country, like state property saying, get down and lay down. That religion has been used as a tool of terrorism and destruction across this motherfucking globe, as well as those people. So you got some goddamn there coming up here with your penny in a can, rattling ass, tap dancing, knuckle dragging ass, kissing a white man bald ass, since you not white or whatever the fuck you is.
Not white.
I don't know what the hell you is, but whatever you is, you tap dancing too hard and the bottom of them shoes ain't got no soles. This is not the place to do it in. You're ill-equipped for the conversation. You have no knowledge. You do not listen to statistical data, and therefore you should not be engaging. No, you can't ask me shit because you don't know anything. And maybe you should sit your ass in the free seats. Maybe you should sit your ass in the free seats. Maybe you should sit your ass in the free seats and listen. I've been very calm this whole live. I've been very calm this whole live. I've been doing great, but this is what I'm not about to do. I'm not about to sit up here engaging in conversations with idiots another fucking second.
I think he said that there are white people in Mexico, but nobody's complaining about it.
That's actually not true. There are whole cities like in San Miguel de Allende that are being taken over by whitey Americans. And actually, they are protesting the president right now because there's over 1 million Americans in Mexico right now that are whitey Americans that are gentrifying our neighborhoods. And the Mexican people are protesting to have them leave because of what's going on in America, and also because they're making it too expensive to live in our own cities. So I'm
talking about white tea Mexicans, not white tea Americans that are going to
I will say this to white tea Mexicans in
There's
Mexico.
white tea Mexicans.
So let me tell you this.
There's white. They're not white Mexicans. They're white passing.
Jalisco.
White
Right,
presenting.
they're Mexicans that have European blood in them from generations, which there really aren't that many. But the ones that are still there, I will say this. The indigenous people of Mexico are taking back the system that was built on those European people that came and took our land. And the indigenous people of Mexico are taking back Mexico. Those Mexicans that are racist are starting to be pushed out, if there are any left. But the immigrants that are coming that are white tea are being pushed out as of right now, because the empowerment of indigenous people in Mexico is growing. And everything that was left over from the ruins of the caste system is being pushed out. So I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't think that you have a lot of roots in Mexico. I think you're an Americanized person who identifies as Latino, but in reality, you have no ties to your roots. So you sound ignorant in everything that you're saying.
Can I respond?
Oh,
I could try to respond to all of you guys.
No, thank you. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, thank you for the dollar dono that says, "Main say, check this out. Go to your local recruiter's office for Marine Corps. You qualify based on your inept ability to not read." Have you ever thought about joining the Marine Corps?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think you should
Before
fight for this country that you love.
I would, but like I don't believe that's the best plan for me.
okay, before I drop,
no.
I just want to say this to you. Don't get on no more panels. Hell, don't get on TikTok again.
Are you gonna control me? Like what?
Just log the fuck out. In my opinion, you should have been a sock baby.
Well, I got so emotional.
Thank you
guys
so
are
much,
all
Naquan. I
emotional as
appreciate
hell,
you.
man.
I love
can't have
y'all.
a constructive ass conversation. Got so emotional.
Iggy, you don't know much, I can tell.
But you
And
guys
I
are
think
very
sometimes
emotional.
when you don't know, it's important to kind of maybe sit in the comments and just kind of pay attention and listen for a little bit, okay?
Okay. But like, can you guys hear me out though? Like, you guys cut me off every time, and you guys just keep going emotional
You
against
got
me,
one more thing. Please let it make sense.
making me feel like I hate my own race and stuff like that.
I mean, those are your own. You're showing these are your own actions. You got. Come
All
on,
right.
say something, but please make it make sense. If it's not, I'm just gonna have to move on. Okay?
All right. So you guys said that. Another thing you guys said that Europeans came to steal land from indigenous. Can I ask you what? Can you guys name me what tribe that they stole the land from? Can you guys just name me one?
Iggy, it sounds like you're wanting an education, and this is not the place for that.
We're not about to do it. So
Los Aztecas is one, and you don't know what you're talking about. Tenochtitlan was there prior to Europeans coming in. They could have never built Tenochtitlan. So again, you don't know what you're talking about. You should look into your roots, man, because you're missing out on what you think doesn't have history, but has a rich history, and you're cutting yourself short with your ignorance.
I like. Wait, I like. Can you guys tell me one tribe?
Well, hold on. Where are you from again, Icky?
I'm from.
We do not care.
Thank you, Jessica Cymone, for the $50 dono to drop. Iggy, can I get some coconuts in the chat for Jessica Cymone, please? Yeah, thank you. Jessica said, bitch, I was done with that shit. I am not. You have nothing to add. You don't know nothing. You do want an education lesson. This ain't it. And we ain't even talking about all of that. You done pivoted all across. I don't know why even people of non-color get offended because of their need for white proximity when we even talk about white people. Like, no, that's where I want to be. Don't talk about them. It can't be bad over there. Yes, bruh. It's fucking bad. Okay, this is the last one. Michelle, welcome in. And then we're going to get out of here. I got to get on the road. And I hate to be driving in uncharted territory at nighttime, especially in these red states.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad to be up here. Thank you so much.
Of course.
It's been an interesting, the guests have been interesting today. I just want to say, and you have the patience of Job. My goodness.
That was so good. Yo, can I get massive coconuts in the chat for Amanda right now? That is that laugh gift goal for the night. I'm not going to reset it. If anybody else wants to support, you can help close out the daily goal. But thank you, Amanda. I've never seen it. Me too. I always try to do my last one, my big one. And it's something I've never seen before because I'm one of those people that get lit up by gifts and lights. I love Vegas. Yes, W Amanda's and coconuts in the chat right now. That was so cute. Light up the stage. Okay, my apologies. Go ahead. Michelle, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. That was a great gift. That was really cool to witness. So to answer the question, is the indoctrination of white children the cause of mass unalivings? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was writing this down, trying to separate my thoughts out, and I think it's because of three main things. One is the white racial framing of white people in society. So the idea that, white people are individuals versus a group of white people, a collective. And then the next one is white moral assertiveness, which, kind of really feeds into the coddling of white men.
Mm-hmm.
And the treatment of white women themselves doesn't even change or address how white men are coddled as young white boys. And the history of separating white violence from white people themselves. White
violence is a history of mass violence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is literally, I mean, talk about genetics, Iggy. White mass violence is literally where white people used to get community from. Like it's just like surrounded and centered on violence towards non-white, specifically Black communities in the United States. And on top of all of that is that consistent white victimhood and the externalizing of where that control comes from. So, you know, it's not the white person's fault that they are, you know, messing up and doing harm, but it's what's surrounding the white person that's forcing them to do the harm, you know? And that is instilled in white children. I mean, go back to the coddling of the white boys and the coddling of white women specifically, you know, white women tears. Like, it is rooted in how white adults raise up their white kids to do harm in a society that is rooted in white supremacy and anti-Black racism. So,
is there a way or an example you can just like either per experience, friend, family, personal, or just knowing your own culture, other than, you know, when they make mistakes, not holding them accountable, letting them cry their way out of, like, oh, my boy just misplacing the blame, like, oh, if you get into it, like the Carmelo Anthony, oh, it's his fault, you know, my boys are good boys, they're just teenagers, opposed to he's a thug and a criminal. Like, in the house, what are different ways that they cultivate either anger, rage, or just any of these in top indoctrination, like whether it be indirectly, subtly, or directly?
Oh, absolutely. So, what comes to mind is the idea of white against the world type of framing, where in most capacities, white families believe that in some way they are, you know, oppressed, whether it's because they're Christian and they're white Christian, or other things like that. That whole overemphasis on being attacked and wanting to get retribution from the greater community, that kind of exemplifies itself in interpersonal scenarios, in, you know, community-based scenarios. You know, there is this tendency for white people to just circle around a white person who has been accused of doing harm and doing wrong, and trying to shield that person from the actions that they do. Like that white lady up in, was it Minnesota, one of the Great Lakes states, that called that young Black child the N-word. Like, that is like unbelievable, you know?
Right. And raise
So,
$1 million is crazy.
Over $1 million is insane. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what I was really sitting in. That idea of white innocence is ingrained, and I think really feeds into that coddling behavior, both for, you know, white men and also white women. And that's also why, even if this person is trans, this person's white primarily. You know?
Yeah, so I'm like, the gender doesn't matter. Y'all focus on the wrong thing. You can't pivot,
Exactly.
bitch. I know
And
what
it's
I'm
not
looking
like
at.
there's not like any type of different training that white women get that would undo that type of audacity and expectation for others to bear pain when when a white person feels pain. You know, that is just ingrained in how white boys and white girls are raised. So that is kind of where I'm sitting.
So more so, I'm following in Hector, Jamaica. So more so, you know, being raised like, oh, they're out to get us. We got to get them back, or we got to be on the fence. You got to be scared, or you got to be ready. Um, Do they do anything mostly through example, like the way they treat their woman, or the way they treat their children?
Yeah, I think there's this idea of joking, like just joking when it actually is doing violence. There's this joking at the expense of women in a white family. There's a joking at the expense of, um, you know, kids of different abilities within white families. And rather than it being something that's like, oh, we are understanding our differences and connecting on that, white families really root that in a hierarchical who is good, who is the moral best. And the joking as violence, I think, is really a huge part that feeds into the normalization in white families of mass violence specifically.
Can I? Oh my God. Go ahead. I'll wait.
No, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead. I'm good.
I was gonna say, listen, and I might sound like I'm pushing back too much, but it's still, even then, I gotta push back because if we go back a few generations in the Latino community, and I know, like, I'm the first one that's gonna call out the shit, right? We have had ableism in the past. Like, I know there was one dude that they nicknamed him basically an AR because he had a stutter. Okay, they nicknamed him like the word for metralleta, like for an AR pew pew, because he would like like this, right? Like there was ableist jokes. People get called gordita, they were called güerita, they get called all kinds of shit. Like there is stuff where like you see like these nicknames or putting people down that obviously needs to be worked through. But even then, it doesn't lead to this kind of violence. To me, I think it's this, if we can look at and say that the Black community or the brown community have these traits that they have developed from the struggle that they went through, I think that we have to be able to recognize that white tea people also have these traits that get passed down from the violence that their ancestors have committed onto other groups of people. Because there's no way that these not simple, but that these things that could happen in any culture don't lead to mass unalivings, but they do lead to mass unalivings in the white tea community. Does that make
yeah, absolutely. No, that makes so much sense. I think it's specifically the use of that kind of language within the family culture of white supremacy. So there is that idea of dehumanization that is like integral in how white families, white folks interact with the world. So rather than, a joke being, a funny joke that ends up like building more community and respect amongst people, it ends up being something that is specifically meant to dehumanize and to make easier targets of someone. And I think that's pretty I guess the uniqueness for white families is that it's so ingrained in white families to share this white racial framing of society that does that hierarchy. So, that the jokes could happen, of course. And I'm white, so I don't know about other cultures, but I can definitely foresee it happening that jokes are not underlied by the same harm and the same understanding of dehumanization and hierarchical violent harm that is really part and parcel of white supremacy and white people existing, especially in the USA. Does that make sense?
To me, it did.
I'm thinking about the eugenics. Just even from I was thinking about from the NICU when she said, the white boy syndrome. Like, even in their genes, you never had to fight. Even when you are quote unquote fighting or beating, say, slaves or Black people, it's not because you're fighting for something. You're fighting and just hitting someone because you are weak. You're born out of fucking weakness. You claim to be superior, but as soon as you give any type of feedback, accountability, or criticism, it gets really the supremacy gets very fragile. It's very fragile. It's like a thin ass one of them candy. It's glass, and then you can blow on it, and that bitch fall to pieces. Which is
Absolutely.
which is why I don't know how all of you motherfuckers convinced everybody else that y'all were the greatest. This is crazy. But also too needing in violence. So
Yeah.
when everybody else is not violent and we're nurturers, not violent naturally, but only violent in a way that we're trying to survive or protect each other, but naturally violent, just want to do harm. I can see where that could, put fear in people's heart. Like, damn, you just doing it for no damn reason. Like, we've never seen nothing like this before. How dare you? You are literally eating motherfuckers. You think it's cute to picnic and with your children.
And instilling fear is how white people have maintained this control and doing violence and instilling fear, like,
because we don't want to do all that shit, and they know it,
right? Yeah.
So I'm going to implement it.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. They didn't make anyone believe that white was better. They made them fear being darker by punishing them and unaliving them.
That's a good one.
For being darker. They knew that it wasn't them.
That's a good one. They're not necessarily white is better, but you fear being, because of the violence that you inflict, and which is what they're also still trying to do again right now. But I think it's not until the bully slap the shit out of you and do the same thing to you till you eating your little real piece. Then it's like, oh shit, What you about to say, Michelle? And then we'll do.
I was going to say, I think it's a yes and type of thing. So it's not only, trying to convince white, whatever youths that other non-white folks are less than, but there is this internalized hierarchy, even within white people, about who is the best white person in this in the rules of white supremacy. So I think it's a yes. It's a yes, and it is just hitting on all fronts.
Okay, tomorrow is fundraiser Friday. Half the proceeds will go towards We Are What's Left. We're going to be battling Freedom, in which me and Freedom will be battling Bill and Verna, and we're actually going to go raid free, so you guys will know who she is. If you happen to go somewhere else, still say Jessica Ray. Y'all show all y'all love. Just wherever you go, tell them Jessica sent me. Okay.
What time y'all doing this tomorrow? We all going live tomorrow.
9.
Well, I can sleep first.
9:30 p.m. Well, I'm gonna be on the road. The event that I'm doing is from 6 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. 4 or 5 hours away. So as soon as 4 o'clock hits, I'm getting on the road to head back, and hopefully I'll be here in time. So we're doing it at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my God, I hope I make it. Anyways, I'm already stressed. 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Janae will be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Figure out the rest yourself. Michelle, we're doing Fundraiser Friday tomorrow, so we're going to be doing battles. So we can just kind of have a good time, amplify, get competitive. And since it's Fundraiser Friday, 50% of the proceeds will go to We Are What's Left. Michelle, but we're going to pick this back up Saturday, and we'll probably take it all next week. Because sometimes these conversations need to get in depth, but I would like to know the hierarchy and also in the white culture that they use, or that they base themselves on as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for the follow.
Oh, absolutely. I will have something written down and ready to go.
Yes, thank you so much. I'd love to keep this going, you guys. I have to get on the road. I'm already running late. Is it still late outside? It's raining. Oh Lord, Jesus.
If you need to call any of us to keep you company on the road, I volunteer as tribute first.
Get you some real ones, y'all. I love y'all. I love you. She said, I volunteer as tribute first. I appreciate you, Sanji. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see you guys. Free to be me. Free to be me. Just so you guys know who it is. It's with 2 eyes. I'm gonna put it in the comments. Free the number 2 BEMII. We're going to raid her right now. Me and her are partnering it to battle 2 other people tomorrow. Bill and Verna, you guys know them, great creators as well as Friendly Faye. We're all family. But show her some love. Jessica Ray, drop some coconuts when you get into her live. Go over there right now, wherever you go. Make sure you tell them no, it's a Jessica Ray. Bye. I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out, Janae. I appreciate you. Saji, as always. Michelle, thank you too for coming up. I love y'all. And W to the motherfucking wrong family. And my top 3 tonight: Amanda, Hector, Shauna. I love you. Bye.